Okay, here we go. Another road trip this morning. So I'm going to be taking off today. I'm going to be driving over the next 9 to 10 days, about 3,000 miles. Today is a big one, though. I've got several big days coming up, but this is a big, busy day. We're going to the Hilton Garden. It's a Hilton Garden Inn in Albany, Georgia. It's close to 900 miles from here. It's on Front Street. That's the one. Let's take a look and see what it says. I think it's 850 miles, roughly. 843 miles shows I'll arrive at 8:38 p.m., not including the time zone change. So that's about 9:30 p.m. I'm leaving at 6:24. I'm running about an hour behind schedule because I was on calls this morning dealing with some issues with work. I'm going to reset my trip gauge here by tapping there. I'm going to change this. First of all, I'm going to reset, and we're going to call this Albany. And we're going to hit the road. I need to get on the road. I'll figure out my charging stops as we go. Of course, it's plotted some things out. It's saying stop first in Shreveport, which is great, meaning I can drive 218 miles, 3 hours and 15 minutes. I'm going to try to hit as many EV Go chargers along the way as I can. I've still got some free charging there. It's recommending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stops today. You'll see the time, 16, 17 minutes, 15 minutes, 9 minutes, and 10 minutes. Not bad. This new Model Y Juniper is super efficient. I'm showing 326 miles at 100%, but when I did top balance it, it did say 327, which is what it was rated new. It just dropped 1 mile per hour as I was sitting here. And lifetime on the car, 5,607 miles, 264 watt hours per mile. This thing's super efficient. So ride along and listen. If you enjoy this real world EV content, this is road tripping, charging, EV purchasing. I've got 2 Teslas, a Rivian. Do me a favor, click like, click subscribe, shoot me a comment, positive, negative, or otherwise. This is all real world road tripping. Not a bunch of fancy overlays, not a bunch of graphics, not a bunch of music. It's just me, the camera, and you, and we're going to ride along and enjoy this drive. I'm going to use mostly FSD today, and I'm going to see if I can knock out 850 miles today. 843 to go. So let's go ahead and get backed out. One of the nice features is I have my queue set up. So as I back out of my garage here, and I'm leaving the Dallas-Fort Worth area, by the way, for clarification. I'm driving from the Dallas-Fort Worth area to Albany, Georgia. Check that out. It knows the distance, and it knows to close my garage door for me based on GPS location. Love Tesla innovation. It's a beautiful day. I don't think I'm going to be driving through a bunch of rain. At least I hope not. Now check this out. See where it says activate drive? Turn the steering wheel. Press the brake. There we go. Now it shifts to drive automatically. All right, let's go ahead and engage FSD. Let this thing drive me out of the neighborhood and onto the highway. I'm going to check the EV Go chargers. Like I said, I want to hit those wherever I can. That Shreveport charger's a little bit out of route. I'm not a big fan. There's a 150 there. That might be the one that's routing me to. I'm going to optimize and figure this thing out. And being that I'm just getting going this morning, I'll probably need to stop in 2 hours anyway. And I said 2 hours. It's wanting me to drive 3 hours and 16 minutes, which is a pretty long time for the first leg. So let's see how we go. You can see the sun's just starting to come up. So I'm officially hitting the road at 6:27 a.m. and it's edging out to check for traffic. It's pulling out. This is a divided highway. Did a great job. And off we go with FSD. This is going to be a fun one today, and I hope you ride along. It's going to be a long one because it's a 900-mile trip. I'll keep you posted every so many minutes, and you're going to get to enjoy the drive along with me in this 2026. Yes, it's a 2026. That's indicated by the 10th digit of the VIN number. Many audio manufacturers do that. They produce the next model year this year. So right now there's plenty of 2026 vehicles you can buy from various manufacturers. And Tesla decided the new revision of the Model Y would be a 2026 model year. So yeah, this is a 2026. Anyway, I'm hitting the road, and I'll be back with you here in just a few minutes. Thanks for following along. Okay, here's a trip update. Beautiful, by the way. Look, the sun's starting to come up. just popping up over the horizon over there. A little bit of rough railroad tracks. This car is so smooth and so whisper quiet. It's absolutely incredible. If you're debating a Model Y Juniper, I'm going to say get one. I think it's fantastic. I've owned a lot of vehicles and absolutely love this thing. Anyway, I decided to stop at the EVgo. It's only 2 hours total from when I left. I've been driving 11 minutes. I've got an hour and 46 more, 120 miles. I'm going to break this up today in about 2-hour chunks the whole way. I've got a long day. I'm going to stop probably 5 to 7 times. The reason why I'm stopping at this one, it's free. It's a great location right off the interstate. Been there many times. I can pop right in, use the restroom, stretch my legs, throw a little bit of juice on, and then that'll allow me to skip Shreveport, which it still thinks it wants me to charge there. But we are going to skip Shreveport. And by the way, we're going to shut off FSD. And instead of going left to go out on the interstate, FSD doesn't know they opened up the one ramp up here. I can literally jump right on the highway straight ahead here. So, it's exactly what we're going to do. Anyhow, we're going to hit this EVgo, then we're going to jump past in West Monroe, Louisiana, which is another, say, 2 hours. I think from when I left, West Monroe would be about 4.5 hours. So it's about 2.5 more hours past Tyler. We'll shoot to that EVgo. That'll avoid trying to hit that charger in Shreveport, which is not great. And it'll also avoid that city traffic, getting off the exit. And they wanted me to go to a level 2 charger, which is still in the navigation. It's still showing, I'm sure, Shreveport. It is. But this is what we're going to do. EVgo and then a GM Energy. The reason I have a couple years of free charging is I had bought a Cadillac Lyriq. The car was absolutely terrible. That's why this car has a license plate that says EV Caddy, because this is the car that replaced that electric junk Cadillac. And I'm sorry if you have one. Listen, they're great cars. It's crazy I'm saying that because I just said it's junk. They're just a terrible EV. The app is absolutely useless. The charging performance is terrible when you road trip. For somebody that goes on a road trip once a year, you drive around town the rest of the year, you're fine. I road trip every week. I put 50 to 75,000 miles on my vehicles. I can't live with something like that. It did not do what was advertised. And Cadillac's doing a terrible job with GM, frankly, is doing a terrible job with charging curves and charging performance, vehicles overheating, having to shut climate control off when you're charging. I mean, they're just not there yet. They're like a Generation 1 product wrapped in a beautiful vehicle. The Lyriq is fantastic looking. I mean, I love the car. I hated to get rid of it, but it had to go. And I would not recommend that to anybody buying their first EV, because you'll go on a road trip and then you'll sell the car because it took you an hour to charge. It's ridiculous. Very disappointing. Love that car. Super disappointing situation, and very frustrated over it personally, because I should have never bought it. But one advantage is I did get 2 years of free EVgo charging. I had two choices. I could get a free level 2 charger, which I already have several of those installed in my garages, or I could go with 2 years of free EVgo. For me, it was a no-brainer. I'll take the 2 years of EVgo, and, you know, I will use the heck out of that because I road trip darn near every week. So, it stays with me, not with the car. And so when I sold the Cadillac, I retained my charging plan, and now I'm able to charge until next July. I have 12 more months, and I have charged a ton. 4,000 plus kilowatt hours of energy. I think I'm pushing 5,000 kilowatt hours of energy in 1 year because I'm road tripping so much. And you know what I'm doing? I'm preferencing those EVgo's. Wouldn't you, if you had free charging over the road? I mean, why not? So I'm preferencing those. I'm taking advantage of all of my free charging, and I'm enjoying it. So we're going to be hitting those, and I have Auto Charge Plus set up on my car, which means I can literally go up there, plug in my CCS1 adapter, and it will auto charge the car, just like plugging in a Tesla. It's plug and charge. So absolutely phenomenal. By the way, you'll see I'm on this interstate. I'm driving. Cars are pretty aggressive here. I'll flip FSD on in just a minute and it'll handle it. But I was just trying to get around some of the slow traffic in the right lanes and get out here. Now I got to back off because he'll throw stones up this truck. He's fairly aggressive. He was aggressive and cut me off earlier. Anyway, so yeah, this car, super efficient, super nice, super comfortable. I totally love it. So far this morning, 261 watt-hours per mile, but now we're going to hit highway speeds. We're running down through Dallas-Fort Worth. My attempt was to get on the road before 6 a.m., so I avoided this crazy traffic. I am going to pop over into the express lanes, which are right over here, and you'll pay for those, but I want to avoid any Dallas traffic, because this is headed right down through the heart of Dallas, and it's 6:42 a.m. on a Wednesday. I'm about a half hour behind schedule, unfortunately. Honestly, I would have liked to have gotten going by 5:30, but I got held up this morning, like I had said earlier. Okay, let me go ahead and focus on getting us through this traffic, and I'll be back with you shortly. Okay, we're on 635 East Express, riding through the Dallas area right now, going through downtown Dallas, and under this little roadway. Pretty cool setup here. But these are all pay-for express lanes, toll lanes, that bypass a ton of traffic. So I've made very good time. 27 minutes, 23 miles, pretty darn good getting through. And I believe, we'll see, but I believe I've, for the most part, beat the Dallas traffic. I'm going to cross my fingers. It is 6:53 a.m. And I think I made it just around the traffic, which was my number one thing, getting out early. Plus, I've got a long driving day. It's going to be 9, 10 o'clock till I get to my hotel tonight. And I have a dozen or so conference calls today while I'm driving. So I'm going to be working while I'm driving. And then at every charging stop, I'm going to do email and follow up with stuff. So lots to do today as I make this cross-country trek to Albany, Georgia. Should arrive here to the EVgo charger in Tyler right around 8:20, which is great. My wife was kind enough to give me some fruit and some refreshments and stuff in the car, so I shouldn't have to buy anything for a while. I've got my wonderful refrigerator in the back of the car by TL Yard. I'll show you that when I stop and get a refreshment out or whatever. I love that. It fits in the back left cubby. And there's some shot of the ambient lighting. Man, this Model Y is a fantastic car. It's just an evolution over the current Model Y. They really have done a good job. I mean, if you have a 2024 or 2025 Model Y pre-refresh, they're great cars too. And I don't think it's worth losing a lot of money to go swap it out. But if you're in a situation where the upgrade is very minimal expense, or you can afford it or just want to, it is a great upgrade and you won't be disappointed. Here's parts of downtown Dallas as I'm driving through. Anyway, we're going to see a lot of the country today. We're driving across quite a few states. See, we're going to Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia from Texas. So what is that, 5 states today? Pretty crazy. All in a Tesla. All not possible, according to mainstream media or many people talk to. Just take hours to charge. And you're going to see as I go today, it's not going to slow me down. I don't think at all. I take about 10 minutes to stop anyway, and that's about all I need each stop. So let's see what happens. We'll see if it slows me down. I don't think it will. And, at my age and traveling like this for 30 plus years, it's so refreshing. It kind of causes me to stop every 2 to 3 hours, stretch my legs, use a restroom, and then get going again. It allows me to check my email and do things I shouldn't be doing while I'm driving. I love that. I think it's great. And I really enjoy road tripping in an EV, so that's why I do it. Anyway, I will be back with you here shortly. We're rocking and rolling and on our way, making great time so far this morning. Let's keep our fingers crossed. There's another Tesla. A lot of Teslas out in force this morning. Nice older Model S. Wonderful car. Now you'll see traffic on the other sides of the expressway isn't as good as what I'm experiencing over here. So that is the reason why we're on the expressway. So I'm going to go ahead and jump over and let this pickup truck that's flying go. Intertech is rocking and rolling this morning. Anyway, there's some exits for Dallas, McKinney, and I'll be back with you here shortly. Okay, we're officially out of the Dallas-Fort Worth metro area. We're definitely way on the outskirts, and 50 minutes, 51 miles into the trip. I'm going to be honest, it's been kind of challenging. A lot of construction. I've had FSD on for the last number of miles, and it's navigated the construction wonderfully. I mean, just so impressive. There was lane changes and no lane markers, and it's been a mess. And I'm surprised there's not more accidents going through those areas. But, hey, this thing did its job. I was very, very impressed. And I'm running it in standard. If I click to hurry, let me click to the right and show you, it'll pick up speed immediately. It'll hug the left lane, move over to the right if cars get behind me, but it'll stay right around whatever you have the max speed setting at. We've got about an hour left, should hit there about 8:18. Beautiful day so far. I'm glad to be on the road, and looking forward to knocking out some miles. We've got a long way to go, and we're only 50 miles into it, so like 800 more. Let me ask you a question. Would you do an 850-mile road trip in an electric vehicle all in one day? Do you think you could make it? Let's see if I can. It's going to be interesting. We've got all of our tools with us for the trip. We've got our CCS adapter. We've got various adapters, so if I would hit a hotel and it could charge, I've got my charging cables and stuff in the trunk if I need them. They're in the hidden sub-trunk, the front hidden sub-trunk. This thing is an amazing car. It's super efficient. You'll see my efficiency is just wonderful this morning, 267 watt-hours per mile. You may not think that's great if you have one of these and drive it around town, but go ahead and run on the highway at highway speeds and let your car spend 80, 85, 90% of its life at highway speeds. And I don't think you're going to get much better than 264 watt-hours per mile overall. So this thing's impressive. It's quiet, it's smooth, it's comfortable. Amazing sound system, seats are comfortable. I'm a big guy, for those that don't know or you're new to my videos. You know, I'm 6'5", I'm 325 pounds. I'm a big man. And this car is comfortable for me. It's crazy. I have all kinds of leg room. My legs are back here. By the way, those pedal covers, EV Base makes some wonderful pedal covers. Use my code BYTESLA, BYTESLA, to get a good discount. They make some great products. I think my discount code's maybe 20% with EV Base. Anyway, I've had a lot of requests for those pedal covers, those performance covers. They're fantastic. This car is great. What a beautiful day, by the way. Sun's coming up. Looks great out. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy the drive. Where I think, this is going to get tough is that last 3 to 4 hours tonight. 12 hours is fine. When I'm hit, and then the time zone's going to change to Eastern time. I'm going to lose an hour until I hit the hotel. It might be 10 to 11 o'clock. It's going to make for a long day. So kick back, relax, maybe grab some popcorn and a soda or whatever you enjoy, and ride along with me. And hopefully you enjoy this road trip as much as I do. I'm going to kick the car back to normal mode. I clicked left on the scroll wheel there, change back to standard on FSD profiles, and off we go. Shows I'm going to hit there with 51%, so we will see what happens. So I'm riding along here at highway speeds. So there you go, attention monitoring unavailable, device detected in hand, and I've got to touch the wheel. But anyway, there's a lot of wind right now. You saw it maybe as we were passing those trucks. This thing is just quiet. You can probably hear some background noise because the microphone will pick it up, but sitting in the cabin, ultra quiet, ultra smooth, ultra comfortable car. Looking to potentially get another vehicle to add to my current fleet of vehicles. Right now, the 3 main EVs that I have, I've got the Rivian R1T quad motor. It's a 850-ish horsepower, 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. It's a beast, and it has got about 30,000 miles on it. It's my wife's daily driver. I've got my Tesla Cybertruck that I've had for about 7 months, and I've got about 14 or so thousand miles on it. And then I've got this Model Y Juniper that I've had for going on 3 months now, and I've got 5,700 miles on it, and by the end of this trip I'll have 9,000 miles on this car in 3 months. So I put a lot of miles on vehicles, and I'm needing to probably pick up one more vehicle, and I'm debating getting another Tesla or trying something different. So I actually drove a Mercedes EQS, very loaded up, but here's the thing, you buy these pre-owned. I drove one with around 20,000 miles on it. The original sticker was $114,000, and the asking price, certified pre-owned, was $52,000. So I drove it, really quiet. I'm just concerned because all legacy EVs are just behind on tech, but I may pick up a vehicle like that. My point is, that thing is luxurious, smooth. It's quiet, but honestly, then I jump back in this, and this is quiet too. It's similarly quiet, which is crazy for a car that you can get for $40,000 after the federal credit. This has to be one of the best cars on the planet, hands down. It's absolutely phenomenal. I'll keep you posted on what vehicle I get next. I'm debating. I may pick up a used Rivian R1S. I might buy another new Tesla Model Y. I don't know yet. I might wait and get the performance Model Y. I'm just debating, and I've got time. I'm in no rush, so I would imagine sometime before the federal credit expires, the end of September, I would like to pick up a new vehicle, because I think prices will go up after that. Simply because that credit's no longer available. I think prices in general will go up. So anyway, I'm getting blown up with messages here. Let me take care of those, and I'll be back with you shortly. Looks like we're going to hit the charger around 8:17 a.m. And we're only 46 minutes away, 55 miles. Should arrive with around 51% on the battery. I'm at 273 watt-hours per mile for this leg. Been driving about an hour and 10 minutes. So 80 degrees out, 7:31 a.m. The sun is up. I'll be back shortly. Kind of funny, I've been used to road tripping in the Cybertruck, which tons more space in it, but this car is quieter for sure. Cybertruck's probably a little smoother as far as the suspension goes, but all in all, both super great vehicles. But, 276 watt-hours per mile may not seem great to you. I think it's phenomenal. My previous Model Y long range was much worse efficiency than that, about 8% worse. And I'm running at all highway speeds here, so that makes a big difference. But I'm glad I'm stopping when I am, and obviously I don't need to stop. I'm at 64% on the battery still after driving 100 miles, and I'm going to get there with 52% driving, 100 and however many miles. But I need to stop and use the restroom. So far, this stops because I'm choosing to stop early. And I'm gonna plug in while I run in and use the restroom. It's plug in charge with EVgo. I'm gonna slap the charger in, run in and use the restroom. I'm probably gonna get a refreshment. I could use a cold refreshment, and then I'm gonna take off. And by the way, I have my refrigerator. I've got plenty of bottles of water. I've got a case of water. But what I forgot to bring was anything other than water. I need to check. My wife might have put me a small bottle of Gatorade or something in there. If she did, I'll get that. So anyway, yeah, that's the plan. I'm just rolling. Absolutely loving this Juniper, loving FSD. Sitting back, relaxing, and letting the car drive me to the next charger. This is going to make for a much easier day. And it's part of the reason why, even though I drove the Mercedes EQS and, I like the Rivians, I might just pick up another Tesla as another spare vehicle, because this FSD stuff is a game changer. For those that don't get it, it just switched lanes. It's doing what it needs to do. You'll hear this very loud pickup. You can tell I'm in Texas. Check this out. Actually sounds pretty good. Nice F-250 rolling. But yeah, FSD is such a game changer that I might just pick up another one of these. And I would buy a new one versus pre-owned because of the federal tax credit. If I can take advantage of that, I certainly will. That's a great thing to save money on, and you have till the end of September. So I'm going to watch for promos. You never know. If they run a free charging promo, like free supercharging for 3 years or for lifetime, I would consider picking up a new Model X. I really don't want another Model X. The rattles, the fit and finish, they're just not built as well as the Cybertruck or the Model Y. But I'll tell you, if they run free supercharging, I can get several $1,000s a year of value out of that every year. That's significant for me. So I would consider that. All right, well, we're going to be here shortly. Still right around that 80-degree mark. It's showing 79 now. It's very cloudy and overcast. I'm hoping we don't hit a ton of rain today. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, we're 100 miles into our 850 miles. So almost an eighth of the way there. Crazy. It's going to be a long one today. There you go, by the way, while we were talking. Preconditioning battery for fast charging. Very, very cool. The battery's probably a little cold this morning. I haven't fast charged yet. Of course, I did charge to 100% at my house. I wouldn't have needed to, but that's very cheap energy. And around 10 cents a kilowatt hour. I think my off-peak right now is about 7.5 cents a kilowatt hour, which is super, super inexpensive. And we are going to be there in about 20 minutes to this Pilot Flying J EVgo. Been here before, and I'm sure I'll be here again. Be back with you shortly. Okay, I thought you might want to ride along with me. Boy, is my windshield dirty. Look at that. I'm going to clean it off here at the Pilot Flying J. Hopefully they have squeegees at the chargers. They normally do. They normally have trash right there. They're normally very good. I just checked on EVgo, and it shows 3 of the 4 charging stalls are available. There is a vehicle plugged in. It says on the right side of the one charger. We want to back into the left side because my charging port is on the driver's side. So some of these are pull-through stalls with canopies. Some of these are back-in or pull-in stalls. They're pretty versatile, pretty long cables. I love these EVgo's at the Pilot Flying J. Here's the problem. Even if you have the EVgo discount plan, it doesn't work at these because these are part of the extended EVgo network. You're going to pay Pilot Flying J's price. The only exception is if you have the free EVgo charging plan, it does extend to all EVgo chargers, including their extended network. So I can charge her for free right now, but I almost feel like unless they do something with the pricing, I doubt I'll be using these in the future after my 1 year's up, my 1 additional year. So as much as I love them and think they're great chargers, they're not worth nearly double the price. These are usually around 60 cents a kilowatt hour, and Tesla chargers are in the mid-30s, 33, 35, 38 cents, almost half the price. So why would I use those? I'm just not going to. Now, again, I'm hoping EVgo comes out with a discount plan, or maybe Pilot Flying J will. And if they do, I'll subscribe and I'll use these because it's worth it. I do have Electrify America's Pass Plus plan, which buys down the energy rate. Honestly, I don't use Electrify America all that much because they're kind of terrible. So I might even look at canceling that plan. I've not used them for a while since these EVgo chargers have popped up. So, boy, the car's coming in way, way, way too fast here. Let's see what it does. That is way too fast. It took that 30-mile-an-hour area right there at about 50. So way too aggressive, and it's on standard mode. So it did it, but not the way I would have liked to. So right there are the chargers right there in the corner. You'll see them. It's a great setup. I can't tell if a car's there or not. We're just waiting for our turn to go. I'm going to take over the wheel. All I did there was press the brake. I hit continue trip, so it removed the EVgo stop because it knows we're there. And here we go. Auto, entry, and exit. And yeah, we've got one on the right side. It's a, looks like a Chevy Bolt EUV. We're gonna get backed in over here. It's kind of a tight spot, but okay. And we are here in Tyler, Texas. They do have the trash cans with the squeegees, so there is that. Let me back up just a little ways more. And I'll plug in right back here. Okay. Let me get plugged in and let's take a look at what kind of speeds we get. 125 miles for this leg, 276 watt-hours per mile. And here we are. Let me grab my CCS adapter out of the door. It's right here, along with my EV jack adapter, along with my J1772. And I'll be right back with you here in a second. Just like that, we're connecting the vehicle. It said payment authorized as soon as I plugged in, almost instantly. There's my CCS adapter, and you'll see we're flashing blue right here. Got my squeegees right there to clean the windshield. I hear things clicking, it's matching voltage. Should start charging in just a second, and here we go, getting power. Love these displays. I mean, I'm telling you, I love these setups. Look at it, trash cans, everything right here. It's really a great setup. I'm at 53%. It's not gonna pull incredible speeds. This battery is pretty darn full. But we're already up to 122 kilowatts, and it's probably gonna level out right around there. Yeah. Okay, let me go get some things done, and I'll be back with you here shortly. We're gonna hit the road in just a few minutes. Okay, here are the chargers. Nice GM Energy station. Here is the fantastic Model Y Juniper in ultra red. Absolutely beautiful car. We are right off the interstate. The interstate's right over there, and it's a nice Pilot Flying J with a McDonald's and plenty of amenities. So yeah, I like this stop. It's a good one. We've only been here a couple of minutes. I didn't buy anything in there. I just used the restroom, washed my hands. I'm good to go. Let's take a look. Okay, we've been here 8 minutes. We put on 13 kilowatt hours of energy. We pulled in around 52%. We're up to 70 already. Still pulling 78 kilowatts. Not too bad. And let me pop the rear trunk. Bear with me one second. And here's our TL yard refrigerator. We've got snacks, waters, and there are some little Gatorades in there. That's exactly what I was looking for. I think I'm gonna grab 2 of those little things. This thing holds a ton of stuff. Check that out. It's got a Bluetooth app. Really, really nice. Use my discount code for TL Yard as well if you want one of these little fridges. Discount code is Buy Tesla, BYTESLA. Just check the description of my video for any discount codes, promos, whatever, for any of the vendors that I use. So let's jump in the car and see if we can make it to the next EV go, and I'm pretty sure we can. Boy, those are nice and cooled. Wow, they're freezing cold. I need to go ahead and stick one of my waters back in there. I'm gonna do that in a second. Let me remove these waters. Put these super cold Gatorades in here. And let's see. We're gonna edit trip. We're gonna move our final destination. We're just gonna go to West Monroe, hit go, and see if it tells me I need to charge. Right now it says if I leave, I'm gonna get there with 8%. So plenty of juice, 185 miles away, 2 hours and 42 minutes. Let me go ahead and get a few things situated in the car. Let me check my emails, and we'll get out of here in just a few minutes. We'll probably be at 10 or 12% or so till we take off. So I'll be back with you here momentarily. Okay, I just finished email, and we're gonna go ahead and get on the road. I am now ready to go. The cars tell me I'm gonna get there with 12%. This thing's usually amazing. Might hit some rain and weather. I'm sure there are bailout options. Let's take a quick look and see. Yeah, so we've got chargers all along the way. Of course, we got one right here, a couple right around Shreveport, Bossier City, and then you got this one in Ruston, Louisiana, and then one in Monroe right after this West Monroe charger. And these are just Tesla superchargers that's showing in here. There's also plenty of other options along here, like Electrify America and whatnot, but I'm focused on EVgo because it is free for me. So let's go ahead and see how long we've been here, how much energy we put on at no cost. and let's get unplugged and get out of Dodge. Okay, so we'll hit tab. We'll hit there. 14 minutes, plenty of time. We're at 59 kilowatts at 78%. 20 kilowatt hours put in the battery. End session. Please kill it. This should go white. I can then pull this out. And let me get this unplugged and I'll be back with you here in a minute. Okay, we are back on the road and rolling. Not a problem. Shows we're going to get there with 15% now that I've gotten back on the highway. Windshield is pretty dirty right down through here. I did squeegee it off, but you know, I need to give it just a little bit of washer fluid. Holding down this button right here, and it'll clean the windshield the rest of the way off. Gets any of that nasty residue off there. It's not showing on any of the weather information that we're going to hit any rain, but it sure does look like rain today. We'll see what happens. Anyway, windshield's nice and clean. We're riding now. And you'll see terrible efficiency starting out when you come off of a DC fast charging session. That's pretty normal. But we've got about 2.5 hours to go. Should hit the next charger around 11:15 a.m. in West Monroe, Louisiana. So let's get going, and I'll be back with you here in just a little bit. Honestly, so far it's been a pretty good trip. FSD has been driving me entirely since the last stop. Just absolutely love it. We've got 153 miles to go, 2 hours and 13 minutes. Should arrive to West Monroe with about 13%. We've got 66% on the battery now. We are about 32 miles into this leg, 25 minutes, 290 watt hours per mile. That will improve the further we go. You'll see the overall lifetime, the overall Albany trip, 157 miles. So here it is, 9 a.m., 83 degrees, and we've already driven 157 miles this morning and 279 watt hours per mile. We're just going to keep rolling. You saw that first stop was a quick 14-minute, used the restroom, checked my email, grabbed my stuff out of the cooler, and took off. And TL yard, by the way, for that cooler. Those things are amazing. My daughter has one in her car, too, and we absolutely love them for road tripping. It's a game changer. Having really nice cold refreshments like this Gatorade here, wow, that's super nice. And you can access it easily even with the trunk pretty loaded, because it's in that left cubby hole. It's taking up basically unused space. Pretty cool. Anyhow, I will be back with you here shortly. Just wanted to update you. We are rocking along with about 700 miles yet to go today. We've gone 150 out of 850 miles, so we have quite the distance yet to travel. And the car is saying, I think, 4 more stops. That seems about right. We'll see how it goes, and each stop will just be a quick, just like this last one. Now, that last stop wasn't the greatest, and I'm going to tell you why. I arrived with a very high state of charge. I charged very slow. When the batteries are full, they charge much slower. So that was not optimum, but I needed to stop. So it allows me to get then to this next charger with plenty of juice. It will charge way more quickly. It'll pull in way more kilowatts way quicker because I'll be at a lower state of charge when I arrive. Right now it's showing 13%. So that'll be interesting to watch, and I'll be back with you here before we get there. Absolutely beautiful out. Look at the clouds, sky. It's just a nice day to be driving. Thank goodness. 84 degrees out, 9:20 a.m. We have driven 61 miles in this leg, 280 watt hours per mile. We are a total of 186 miles into this Albany trip, 277 watt hours per mile. Not the best efficiency in the world, but again, we're running at highway speeds, which in my old Model Y, I would have been around 310 to 320 watt hours per mile. So it is a good 8, 10, 12% more efficient. So the next stop here is the GM Energy Station. It's a EVgo Pilot Flying J, where I'm going to arrive at 123 miles with 14%. And we've got it mapped out after that. Of course, it doesn't know I'm going to charge there, so it wants me to charge right after that in Monroe, Louisiana, which is not going to happen. Then we're going to go from the station in West Monroe, then we're going to go to the EVgo in Meridian, Mississippi, which is right before the supercharger Meridian. And again, it doesn't know that I'm going to charge at EVgo. So, pretty cool. What will happen is when I get to this next EVgo charger, this will disappear when it realizes I fill up, and it thinks I can get to Meridian, to the next Tesla charger, and then I'll stop here, and then this will disappear. So it's showing it wants me to stop then just one more time around Montgomery, Alabama, which I may do the supercharger, to arrive to the hotel with around 10%. The hotel does have blink charging along the street. I've charged there many times, but I'm going to get there late. They could be blocked. They might not be working. So I need to get to the hotel with a good 30 to 40% so that Sentry Mode can run overnight. My comfort level is about 30% on the bottom, because Sentry Mode will consume 6-8% overnight, and then I can charge the next morning or get plugged in or figure it out. So we'll see. It's going to be a long one. It's showing right now I'm going to arrive at 9:05, but it's not taking into account the time zone change. So with the time zone change, I'm not going to arrive till after 10 p.m., which that's fine. It is what it is, and that's what I'm planning to do. So I've only got 121 more miles, like I mentioned, and I'll be here to the next charger, and we'll see how it goes. But it's a beautiful driving day. FSD's doing the job for me, and I'm just riding along and enjoying myself in this wonderful 2026 Tesla Model Y Juniper. This is the long-range, all-wheel drive model, in case you were wondering. It is not the launch edition, because, frankly, I felt like that had a lot of stuff I wouldn't have bought, and I saved a bunch of money not buying that. I realized if you're going to buy those things anyway, for example, I really dislike the upgraded 20-inch wheels. I don't like the look of them at all. And if you're going to spend all that extra to get the launch edition, you kind of had to take advantage of that, because those are $2,000 wheels. So then I'd had to swap the wheels out or do something different. So I'm glad I waited. I'm glad I got one of the first non-launch editions. And the ultra red color is perfect for me. The black interior is great. I'm really happy with the configuration. So I'll be back with you here in just a bit. We're going to ride along. I'm going to put it back to my normal map view with map facing upward, and off we go. The Tesla route planner is really amazing. It's now showing I'm going to get there with 16%. I'm at 269 watt hours per mile for this leg. Just remarkably good efficiency. Super windy out. Can't even hear the wind in here. Man, I love this Juniper. What a great car. Anyway, I'm an hour and 35 minutes out, 107 miles. Going to get there with 16%. It has warmed up. It's 87 degrees out, and I'm just enjoying the drive. 203 miles into this Albany trip, 274 watt hours per mile. I'll be back with you here with another update before we get to the EVgo charger here in West Monroe. Another Pilot Flying J stop. This will be another good one. Be back with you here shortly. Okay, so we are passing through Shreveport, Bossier City. On my way back next week, actually, I'll be staying in this area. And I just wanted to show you. So there's casinos on both sides of the river. You've got casinos over there on this side of the river. You've got a Bally's, Samstown, several places. Then on the other side of the river, you got the Horseshoe. One side is Shreveport, one side's Bossier City. And what's interesting is the casinos on one side allow smoking. The casinos on the other side are non-smoking. Now, there's a new casino here that people have been telling me to check out called Live. And I'm trying to see where it's at. Is it down here on the right? No, that's Boomtown. Down there it is, all the way out to the right. I see it Live. So I'm going to check that out when I'm here in about a week. But I'm probably going to stay at the Horseshoe, because that's a Caesars property, and I typically will stay at Caesars properties because, honestly, they'll comp me. But yeah, I'm going to make it over to Live and play over there. I don't know that I've been there. I know I played at one of the casinos over there, but I don't think I've played at that one, actually. Come on, car, move over. All right, I had to take over because it was trying to move me into a right lane that's being shut down, and it just wasn't moving over fast enough for my liking. So that was really my first big intervention. But Diamond Jacks or whatever had shut down in the last few years during COVID, but there's the new Live place. People are telling me it's absolutely great. They got a place called Prime Rib. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Maybe, and I think my wife will be able to meet me there next week. Maybe what I'll do is get some reservations at one of those restaurants for one of the evenings. So, yeah, we'll check that out. Okay, we're coming to a dead stop here in traffic. This has always been messy through here for years and years and years, and it's just gotten worse. I mean, there's grass growing up is how long they've had this lane shut down, and it's very, very tight through here. Even driving like the Cybertruck through here, which is pretty wide, it's tough. And, you know, driving tractor trailers through here and big vehicles, they've got it fairly tight. Really messy. Anyway, we are going to arrive with about 16% in an hour and 20 minutes, 91 miles out from this next stop. I just wanted to show you Shreveport, Bossier City and talk about it for a bit. And let's see, 94 miles on this leg. Look how tight this is up through here. Crazy. 256 watt-hours per mile, so really good efficiency on this last little leg. When I say little leg, it's a 94-mile leg, and I've got another 90 miles to go, so I guess it's a pretty big leg of the trip. But, yeah, this is a joke. They need to fix this. This is crazy. Anyhow, I'll be back with you here shortly. We're about 220 miles into the trip overall, 268 watt-hours per mile. And efficiency is improving, obviously, as I'm going slower than highway speeds, modulating speed up and down. That just gets me great efficiency. So I will be back with you here shortly. Thanks for following along. So this is what a lot of the drive looks like. Me sitting here, relaxing as the car drives me. I'm on 20 East. It's flat, it's straight, it's highway speeds, and you'll see down in the bottom right where I'm at. Houghton, Louisiana on I-20 East. So I'm about 35 miles into Louisiana now, and we'll be driving across the entire state to Mississippi. Next stop is 77 miles west Monroe. It's right off the exit number 112. So I'll be back with you. I just wanted to show you, this is what it'll look like for me for probably the next hour. Just riding along smoothly, enjoying the drive, letting the Tesla do its job. Smooth, quiet, and comfortable. That's what the Model Y Juniper is all about. I'm going to be crossing over 6,000 miles on this beast today. So, more miles to come. Loving road tripping in this Model Y. This is a great one. If you're looking at buying a Tesla or a Rivian, do me a favor and click the description of my video and feel free to use one of my referral links for either vehicle. It can save you money, and it definitely helps me with points or credits or whatever. Pardon me. If you have a friend or a family member, use theirs for sure. But if you don't have one to use, feel free to use mine in the description of the video. Anyway, I'll be back with you here shortly. Be to the charger in about an hour. Looking forward to that. You know, it's funny, road tripping like this for 30 years, I really like the stops every 2.5 hours. And we've been driving now for an hour and a half, and I still have another hour to go. And honestly, I'm ready to stop and stretch my legs again for 10 minutes. So looking forward to it. I'll be to the next stop here very shortly. Less than right at 75 miles to go. It's gotten very warm. It's still staying warm. It's 89 degrees out here at 10:03. So, and I've got about 40% on the battery. I'm arriving kind of perfect. I like to arrive as close to 10%, but under 20%. So in that 15% range, that's a sweet spot where I can get over 200 kilowatts. Now, I won't see 250 plus because they don't put out enough amps at these EVgo chargers, but I think I'll see in the 215, 220 range, something like that. And it'll hold it for a little while and then it'll taper off, but I should get a nice fast charging session here at this next charger. So we're definitely doing this next stop right. That first stop, we arrived too high state of charge, but it didn't matter. I had to stop, so it was fine. But this one is an optimal road trip stop. Should be a quick splash and dash. Hopefully we'll get in and out of there in about 10 minutes until I walk in, use the restroom, check my email, whatever, and then we'll hit the road. So I'll be back with you here shortly. I feel like we've made pretty good time. It's 91 degrees out, by the way, 10:55 a.m. I'm down to 18% on the battery. That's good. Going to arrive with around 15% in 10 miles, 10 minutes at 11:05. So we've chopped off a little bit of time. 174 miles, 2 hours and 23 minutes, 253 watt-hours per mile. Again, just this same drive I've been telling you I'd be on for a while today. FSD has done its thing the entire time. I've been on phone calls the entire time. I am 300 miles into the trip today, 263 watt-hours per mile. So at this point, I have driven from 6:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Time. And I am a third of the way through the trip. So it is going to be a long day. For sure. Meaning I've got about another 9 hours worth of driving in front of me. So, yeah. Or 10 with charging, whatever. But, yeah, I'm again, 300 miles into a roughly 900-mile trip. I'm 1/3 of the way through. The good news is it's mostly all high-speed interstate. And that does make the day easier. FSD has been a blessing. You know, I mentioned earlier thinking about getting another vehicle, and I wanted to diversify and have something different. But man, full self-driving is so good. Makes it tough to buy anything else. Anyway, I will be back with you shortly here as we get to the charger in about 9 minutes. I'll be back momentarily. So you might ask, you know, why did I not take the Cybertruck on this trip, or the Rivian? Well, first of all, the Rivian R1T is a wonderful vehicle, but it's my wife's daily driver, so I always try to leave that behind at whatever house we're at the time, and right now that's behind for her. The Cybertruck's a fantastic vehicle. It's so comfortable, so roomy, such a smooth ride. This is quieter. The sound system in this is amazing. The sound system in the Cybertruck's amazing. Both great vehicles, but you know the game changer in the Juniper? There's really two things. The biggest thing is FSD. FSD in the Juniper is so much better than the Cybertruck right now. The Cybertruck, I think, runs on an older version of the FSD, even though it says it's the same version. It runs over this left line. It will get off into the median at times. It doesn't know how wide the Cybertruck is, and it screws up. And it's frustrating. And when I'm trying to knock out close to 900 miles in one day, this is a 900-mile road trip day. I want to do it in the best road tripping vehicle there is, and right now that's the Model Y Juniper. FSD is phenomenally good in this car, so I'm gonna take advantage of that. I'm gonna enjoy it. Meanwhile, these trucks are riding beside each other, and I've got to get off the exit in 2.5 miles. Let's see what the Juniper does. Anyway. You know, great leg here. I'm only 3 minutes out, just under 3 miles, and I am at 252 watt-hours per mile. Incredibly efficient on this leg. My overall efficiency, 262 watt-hours per mile. This is at highway speeds, folks. Like, this is really good. So the efficiency of the Model Y Juniper makes it a little quicker on the charging stops versus the Cybertruck. Even though the Cybertruck charges faster, takes a little longer because it's got such a bigger pack, and guess what? It's way less efficient. I'm more around 430 watt-hours per mile on that, so huge difference. Not quite double, but close to half as efficient, or in another way to say it, the Model Y Juniper is about twice as efficient as that Cybertruck. So that's a big part of the reason. You know, it's the two reasons I mentioned. Number one, FSD. Number two, efficiency, right? This is the road trip beast to me. Now, if you don't need the all-wheel drive, the rear-wheel drive will get better fuel economy than this, and is even a better road tripper from what I've heard. Model 3 is also a great road tripper. I just like the extra space in the Model Y. This thing is so roomy and so comfortable. So guess what? We're here. We're getting off Well Road, exit 112 for the Pilot Flying J EVgo GM Energy. How many different brands can you put on one set of chargers? I think they've figured it out. And you'll see, we're going to get off the exit right here. That's the nice thing about these truck stop chargers, and also Tesla chargers typically. They're just right off the exit. And the nice thing about the truck stop chargers is they're typically open 24 hours, restrooms, refreshments, whatever. It makes it really, really nice. So we're going to let FSD guide us in here, basically until we get to the actual stop, and then I'll take over. So unfortunately, this truck's getting off too, which is fine. He needed to stop, but we'll just follow up behind him. Preconditioning just started. So obviously the battery was warm the whole way and didn't need cooling or heating to properly condition for fast charging. But this is the Pilot Flying J EVgo in West Monroe, Louisiana. And you'll see there's the stats for this leg: 185 miles, 251 watt-hours per mile. And let's see where this stop is in the Pilot. I'm turning in here, and I see the chargers all the way against the back wall over here. They're kind of back in the corner, and let me see how I can get to them. Right down through here. This stop has trash cans, which is good. I don't see any squeegees. I don't necessarily need one, which is fine. Let's go ahead and get backed in, get plugged in. And somebody commented the other day, why don't I just touch the parking spot and let the car back in? Well, I like to just back in quickly and get going. So that's typically what I do, although it does a remarkably good job, typically, of handling it. So, all right, let's take a look at the charger. Sentry mode's unavailable. Keep in mind, on a supercharger, if you plug in below 20%, Sentry mode will kick right on because it knows you're the supercharger. At a third-party charger, you have to wait to put Sentry mode on until you get up to 20%. Then you can touch it right there, and it'll turn red and turn on. So that's a little pro tip. Here's my adapter. Let's take a look at this charger. Both sides are available. All right, let me put you on hold for a second. I'll be right back with you. And here we go. Payment authorized. Just that quick. Over here's the Delta charging gear. Plenty of heavy-duty gear. I'm hearing some clicking. This is actually a nice setup here. Look at the color on this Model Y Juniper. Out here's the Pilot. We can walk right over and use the restroom. Looks like they're remodeling the drive-through, whatever that was, but we are right off of the exit. And here we are, charging. This thing should ramp up pretty quickly. It's been baking in the sun, but I'm hoping we pop right over 200 kilowatts pretty quick. So we're not quite seeing 200. What are we at? 194. Not too bad. It is hot here though, and I need to go ahead and put my thing in keep. Let's click the climate button and let's click keep. See, it won't let me put it in keep mode until we get over 20%. So already up to 17%. We're up to 195 kilowatts. I'm sure it's going to tell me it's limited by charging station, because it is. But hey, for free power to get around 200 kilowatts, I'm pretty happy with that. It would pull closer to, I believe, 212 is what I've seen in this. That charger was already, I could hear the cable cooling running because it's sitting in the sun. Maybe if I'd have used the other handle, I'd get a little more speed. It's not worth unplugging and replugging when it's going to drop down below shortly anyway as the pack fills up, but we're already up to 19%. We've already put in 3 kilowatt hours. See how quick it charges when you're at a low state of charge? It'll fill to 100% in 50 minutes. And I'm not going to be here that long. I need to run in and use the restroom. I need to throw my trash away, and then we'll shortly get back on the road. But here we are now at 20%. You'll notice Sentry mode kicked right on. So we're good. Now I can go in and another percent or two I can keep climbing on. thought it would let me do it now, but I must need to be a little higher state of charge. We are pulling 200 kilowatts now, by the way, which is what I was hoping for. See it up there? There's keep mode. Bam. So it let me do it at 22%. Anyway, here's the last leg stats. 186 miles, 251 watt hours per mile. We're at 201 kilowatts and pulling, fast charging. 310 miles into the Albany trip, and you saw it was 850. Next stop is going to be probably at this EV Go. We'll see if we can make it that far. Let's go ahead and remove all charging stuff. It's going to give me a warning and tell me how much negative we're going to get there with. Oh, we've got to remove at a trip, remove Monroe. There we go. Notice we're already up to 25%. It's 211 miles. I don't know if I'm going to push it that far. We'll see. I'll be back with you here shortly, and we'll kind of go from there. Okay, we're just walking out of the truck stop now. Headed back over to the GM Energy Station here in West Monroe. I don't think I've been here very many minutes, but my plan is to grab a cold water or two out of the back. I might have to restock and grab a bottle or two from my frunk. Let's take a look. Okay. Wow, we've been here 11 minutes already. 110 kilowatts still. We've put in 30 kilowatt hours, and we're at 52%. We got plenty of range to make it to another charger. Let's go ahead and pop the front trunk. And you'll notice my Juniper has something cool. Compliments of Hand Show. A power front trunk kit. And again, check the description of my video for some of these cool things. But let's go ahead and grab. Got some snacks, and we're gonna grab 2 waters out of here. They're actually kind of cool, and I can press this button down in here to close it. Super handy. Okay, let's go around to the back of the car and see if we can grab a couple of cold waters out of my fridge. Okay. I'm gonna set these 2 waters I grabbed right up here. And how cold's the fridge? 35 degrees, that seems perfect. Let's go ahead and grab this bottle of Pellegrino out. These are some sandwiches that my wife made for me. Here's another bottle of water. Let's stick one cold one down in there. We'll take one of these sandwiches. We'll put the other one back, and we'll put the other bottle of water right back on top. And there we go. Okay. So now we've got a couple cold bottles of water. We've got a sandwich. Inexpensive road tripping at its finest. Free energy. Brought food with me. You can see I've got a little setup with some snacks right here. Oops. And just put this on there. These are so cold. That's amazing. Okay, and then let's figure out where we can go, and then we're going to unplug. I'm not going to go all the way to the EV Go charger. 200 miles. That's 3 hours. I don't want to drive that far on the next leg. And I don't feel like I want to sit here and charge anymore. I don't feel like I need to. We're already up to 57%. We're under 100 kilowatts. Wherever we go, it's going to be faster. See, I could arrive there with a negative 16%. Or I can pop to one of these 2 Tesla chargers along the route. We've got Vicksburg, which I'm familiar with. That's at the Ameristar Casino. And we've got this Pearl that's at a hotel. And that is it. Let us head to Vicksburg, where we're going to arrive with, let's see what it tells us. we're going to arrive to Vicksburg with 32%. Okay, I'll be back with you here in a minute. So obviously I could have sat at that last charger for another 15 minutes and easily gotten enough juice to make it to the next EVgo, or I can just do a quick splash and dash. And my choices were that Pearl, Mississippi, or this one here. And the reason why I picked this one, it's a version 2, 250 kilowatt. It's right off the interstate. I've been there many times. Honestly, I wanted to buy a soda at the truck stop, but they have fountains inside the Ameristar with free soft drinks. So I can walk in there, use the restroom, drink a free soda, jump back in the car and take off, and yeah, I'll have enough charge. So I walk in, do that, come back out, I'll have enough charge to make it to the EVgo, and it might even be faster overall. So yeah, and it breaks the drive up. I don't have to sit in the car for 3 hours. I mean, I've been driving now, 5 or so minutes, and I've got another hour. So this is just a quick one, and it breaks the day up. So you saw what I did. Has it held me up so far? No. Am I stopping in an hour again? Yeah, but I want to stop. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really trying to justify it. I'm enjoying it. There's no question you can road trip faster in a gas car, especially if your bladder will hold out. Mine doesn't hold out as long, so I need to stop every couple hours anyway. I didn't want to do a 3-hour stretch, and I didn't want to stop in Pearl because it's only 150 kilowatt charger. So I made the choice, and here's why. I can go there. Pearl's pretty busy. If I get there and it's 8 stalls, and let's say, for example, that 4 of those stalls are occupied, then I get split 175 charging. So I charge very slow. I'm sorry, split 150 charging. I basically get 72 kilowatts, which is terrible. Versus stopping at a 250 kilowatt charger at 32%. I'm not going to get 250 kilowatts because the battery's too full, but I'll probably get 175. I'm certainly going to get way better than 75. And you saw how when I get up over 60 or so percent, it drops below 100 anyway, but I'm still pulling 100 kilowatts. I'm not pulling, 75. So I could sit at that 250 for a while and still be way ahead. I basically try to avoid the version 2 superchargers whenever I can because of the power sharing that happens. So if you see those pop up and they say 150 kilowatt, try to stay away from them. And you have to know what you're doing, because some of the version 3 sites have a mix of version 2 cabinets and version 3 cabinets. And you know how you can tell? The version 2 cabinets around the charging handle, they have a metal ring at the bottom of them, a silver metal ring, whereas the version 3 handles do not. So it's very distinguishable. The version 3 handles also have a thinner charging cable, very thin, versus the version 2. So several things, and this is all things you learn if you road trip extensively like I do in an electric vehicle. Anyway, I'm going to be popping off exit 1A here in 69 miles, the Casinos exit, and this is Riverboat is right off the exit on the Mississippi River. It's a cool charging spot. I've charged there many, many times, and until I get there, I'll be almost to 6,000 miles. So, yeah, pretty cool. I'll be back with you here shortly. Okay, another update for you. We are 53 minutes out, 60 miles. It is 94 degrees out. It's a scorcher today. And it's been a good trip so far. I have driven 17 miles on this leg. Oh, there's a stray dog. That's sad. It is very hot out too. Sorry about that. I wanted to kick it in hurry mode. There was a truck trying to walk me off from getting past these slower moving vehicles. So a pickup truck pulling a trailer. No big deal. Anyway, 16 minutes into this leg, 279 watt hours. Wow. Still cooling down the battery from that fast charging session. That'll do it. So, yeah, I'm going to be there in under an hour. Happy about that. I'm going to get there with about 31%. Yeah, a little bit more charge than I need, but that was free charging at the last stop. I just didn't want to sit there any longer. My whole thing is go, 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 charger hop, and maximize. stop, use the restroom, grab a refreshment if you need, and go on to the next one. So that's the plan here. We're going to hit this one, and then from here, we're going to go on to that next EV Go, which I should have programmed in. So it says I need to be in Vicksburg about 10 minutes to get to that next EV Go with about 10%, and that one is in Meridian, Mississippi. And there's a Tesla supercharger right after that if I need to do a bailout, if that EV Go doesn't work or there's a problem or whatever. So plenty of options. We are going to be at that point about halfway through the trip when we get up here to Vicksburg. Halfway would be around 425 miles. So we are making pretty good progress overall. I don't have my final destination plugged in right now, so I can't see the ETA, but my guess is it's showing around 9 p.m. Central Time. So I'll be flipping time zones here before long. We're still on Central Time, so it's already 1 p.m. Eastern, or 12:40 p.m. where we're at. Anyway, 5,938 miles on this ride, 264 watt-hours per mile. Still loving the Juniper. It's been a good ride, and loving all those little add-ons that I have. That refrigerator's a game changer. So is the Power Frunk. Both highly recommended add-ons that work well for me. So anyway, I will be back with you here in just a little bit. This is that same drive I've been telling you about, by the way. See how it's just flat and straight? Thankfully, blue skies. There's wind through here, but it's quiet. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good ride. Thank goodness for FSD. Man, I can just sit back and chill. So it's truly a pretty enjoyable day. Beautiful out. It's cooling down a little bit. It's 92 degrees. It's noon. We are still on Central Time. We'll be crossing that Eastern Time zone here in a little while. Anyway, we're 27 minutes out, about 30 miles, going to arrive with around 30%. I think that was a perfect last stop. Yeah, I'm arriving a little higher at this charger, but I couldn't have got out of the last stop any quicker. I used the restroom, I came out, I did those things, and I took off. So it was a very quick charge. And I honestly didn't feel like I was even there 5 minutes, but I know it was 10, 12, 13, 14 minutes, whatever. Anyway, this last leg here, I've been driving for 40 minutes, 276 watt-hours per mile, 360 miles total on the Albany trip, 263 watt-hours per mile on the overall trip. This car is just fantastic. I'm telling y'all, it's an absolute game changer for somebody who road trips across the country on a regular basis. This thing is the best. Now, what would I like to see better? Better charging curve. The speeds are fine. If it could hold 250 kilowatt up to about 50% and taper down to around 200 to, I don't know, 70%, 75%, and taper down from there, it just doesn't hold a fast enough charging for long enough. But it's such an efficient car, and everywhere I've been, there's chargers everywhere. It never really holds me up. But certainly, in my situation, I like to stop every 2 to 3 hours. This car's perfect for that, but faster is always better. It would never hurt for this thing to have faster charging. So, beyond that, it is really, really a fantastic vehicle. But yeah, I'm going to be there very shortly. We'll get a little bit of juice, and I'm going to go inside, get a refreshment, use the restroom, and take off again and go to that next Pilot Flying J in Meridian. It's been a fairly long driving day already. If you think about it, here at 12:30, I've already been driving 6 hours, and we've already traveled nearly 400 miles, and we're not even halfway there yet. So this is a long one, folks. Follow along. We're not there yet. Getting closer, though. And again, we're just driving flat, straight through the middle of Mississippi. This is, America is so vast, and there's so much opportunity for growth and development. It is unbelievable. Lots of land. Beautiful, beautiful country. I'll be back shortly. So as we continue to ride, you can see we're in Mound, Louisiana on 20 East. Look all the way down here. You'll always see in a Tesla what highway you're on or interstate, along with what city and state you're in. It's kind of a nice little feature in the Google mapping system in the Tesla. Anyway, it is 93 degrees out. We are riding along on FSD. FSD has done a remarkably good job today. And it has driven me the majority of the way today and has made my life so much easier. I'm fresh and ready to go, and it is 12:20. I'm going to get to the charger here about 12:30. About 9 minutes and about 8 miles, arriving with around 30% as estimated. Been running at highway speeds the entire time. Not super great efficiency on this last leg, 278 watt-hours per mile, but you know, we've been driving for 57 minutes, 71 miles, so making good time, good progress. It's a good day. Good. Everything's good. This is a rough section of road, though, so the road's not good. But it is flat, and it is straight. It's just a rough little stretch of road, and then here's a newer section. Much smoother, much quieter. Can barely hear any wind. I mean, we are rolling at highway speeds, and this thing is so nice. Boy, what a great car. Anyway, we're soon going to cross that 6,000 mile mark. Now, there is a new summer software update coming out that's supposed to add grok and some other cool features to the car. So maybe I'll get that here on this trip. As I mentioned earlier, this is a 3,000 mile round trip road trip. I'm going to be posting each segment as a separate video. So I'll post this one first. This is a almost 900 miles in one day in a electric vehicle video, and then we're going to post each different segment as it makes sense over the next several days. After Albany, Georgia, I'll be headed to Charlotte, North Carolina. You'll see a trip to there. Then I'll be in Roanoke, Virginia some. I'll be in Danville, Virginia some. I'll be back in Charlotte, back in Roanoke, and then all the way down to Shreveport, Louisiana, with some stops in between. So a lot of road tripping coming in the next week. I expect it all to be good, and I expect it all to be done here in this Model Y Juniper, which is a fantastic vehicle. And it is just doing the work today for me. So we're coming up here in just a few minutes to the Ameristar Casino. There's a bunch of little casinos here off this exit. I've just always stopped at this Ameristar to charge. I've never stayed at any of these along this area. But yeah, let me go ahead and get to the exit, and I'll update you here as we're exiting off, so you can see what this looks like at this riverboat on the Mississippi River. It's actually pretty cool. I thought you may want to follow along as I cross the Mississippi River, and it's coming up. We're on the initial part of the bridge. This is just really swampy through here. This is not the Mississippi River. This is adjacent to it. The river's up here, as you can see on my screen. Oh, and I just started preconditioning. No cell service here for the car. Now I'm just reconnected. Right, preconditioning. And right up here on this metal bridge, this is the Louisiana-Mississippi line. So this is a state line. So we'll see the Welcome to Mississippi sign. But also, this is the Mississippi River. Sides. You see the railroad bridge over there to the left. Well, at least I thought that was a railroad bridge. Maybe it's not. It's a pedestrian bridge, actually. But yeah, there's the Mississippi with barges coming up along and all of that. So we're going to be getting off this first exit here. Exit 1A, which is coming up. And let's see how FSD does, or if I need to take over. At one exit earlier today, you saw it came off really, really hot off that exit. It's doing much better here. Okay, this is decent. Still pretty aggressive. There it's calming down. Sorry, I was leaning the camera. We're going around a banked turn. Kind of natural habit. Okay, it's kind of paying attention now. And it's got to jump over to the left. 2 lanes. And right there's Mississippi. So, okay, you can park there and walk across the bridge. That's kind of cool. Didn't know that. Let's take a look at the last leg. We are 76 miles, 276 watt-hours per mile. And we're just going to turn in right here to the hotel casino. And it is right down here at the riverboat. Look at this thing. Absolutely amazing. Check it out. Isn't that wild? The superchargers are right down here. So what a cool spot to put a bunch of chargers. I'm going to go ahead and take over. That was the car the entire time. I'm just taking over because there's some kind of shortcut paths through the parking lot that I can choose to take. Looks like there's 11 stalls available. I think this is a 16 stall supercharger, if I recall correctly. Not very busy today. All kinds of parking spots right up front here. And it looks like we got a Cybertruck charging. We're going to just cut over here and get into one of these stalls. That's a van accessible. I don't want to take that one. I'm not going to plug in beside the Cybertruck, so we're just going to pull slightly past and plug in just a couple stalls away. Get a little bit of shade here. And let's get plugged in. It says we need to be here about 11 minutes. Look at those cameras, just really crystal clear. I know I didn't have it back me in again. Call me out for that. I'm going to get used to using that auto parking here sometime in the future. But I think I'm far enough back. Let's go ahead and get this thing plugged in. These do have Magic Dock on them, right under there, which is the CCS adapter. There we go, we're flashing green. Looks like he's getting a Starlink set up. I have a Starlink Mini as well. Anyway, we're flashing green. Let's check it out. And look at that. Right up to 230 some kilowatts. So great job, Tesla. And you notice, unlike the Cybertruck, it just immediately jumps up to speed. The Cybertruck takes several minutes to get ramped all the way up. And I think it's because of the split pack voltage of 400 volt, 800 volt. Anyway, I'm going to let this charge. Let's see what it looks like to continue trip. Looks like we'll arrive with minus 19%, which means we need to get up to mid-50s. So let's let it charge, and I'll be back with you here shortly. I'm going to walk up here and use the restroom. So I was only in there for what seemed like a few minutes. But I did use the restroom. I did not play any machines or any games or anything. I used the restroom. I got a soda. You know, I walked around for a minute, just kind of looked around, stretched my legs because I've been in the car for 6+ hours. And got another refreshment, a little bit of Sprite, about a half a cup of Sprite. Drank a little more of that, and here I am walking back to the car. Chargers are over here. We'll cross over in just a minute. And we are in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Let's just see how much it costs. It's going to be relatively inexpensive. Cybertruck is gone. I saw him pulling out as I was walking out. And I know we have a ton of juice in the car because it notified me earlier that I was ready to go. Look how nice that Juniper looks. Wow. Absolutely spectacular looking color. Okay, I kept climbing on coal. Oh yeah, it feels good in here. Wow. It is warm out, 94 degrees. So it'll take 30 minutes to fill all the way up, but we're already at 75%. So it says we'll get to the supercharger in Meridian with 24%. But here's the thing. We wanted to go to the EV Go in Meridian first. So let me update the route. So there you go. It wants us to stop the EV Go in Meridian. Actually, it wants me to stop here for 19 minutes, 7 minutes in Montgomery, Eufaula, Alabama, 5 minutes, and then on to the Hilton Garden with 11%. Shows we're arriving at 8:52 p.m. Let's get unplugged. Let's get on the way. We're going to get there with tons of juice. It is time to go. Let's see how much this charging session cost us. It's 32 cents kilowatt hour here. This was $11.99, so about 12 bucks till I get unplugged. Pretty cheap. You saw what we pulled in with and what we're leaving with. To me, that's a pretty cheap tank of fuel. Okay, charging port's closed. And get some of this dirt off the bottom of the car. And let's hit the road. I'll be back with you here shortly. There's the money truck, a Loomis. And FSD, by the way, is driving me out of here. I decided to just let it do its business and get us up out of here. Not sure what that car's doing. Figuring it out, I guess. Yeah, maybe they were giving that Penske truck some space because it looks like he's struggling. This thing is just so confident in FSD, it's crazy. Fans are ripping. You'll see 620 watt hours per mile, just insane, negative, poor efficiency, but that's okay. It's about 1 p.m. We're getting back on the road. I've got about 2 hours till the next stop. We're almost halfway through the trip, and it's been good so far. We're still on Central Time, so I'm going to lose an hour here at some point soon. Took that bump pretty easily. We are just crawling along, waiting to get out on the interstate with cars doing 20 miles an hour. So you'll see the efficiency continue to improve as we get up to speed and as the fans cool the battery down, cool everything down. I had to climb it on keep, and of course the fans are ripping. We're in 97, it says, degree heat, probably 95, and we just DC fast charged up to 76%, like really quickly. So let's see what the car does here. It should wait. Got one car coming, and then it's got to go on the other side of the median over here. Let's see if it does. Yep, perfect job, Tesla. And we are almost back on the interstate where we can get past these people and get back up to speed. Looks like we're going to be on 20 east, 20 east, 20 east, 20 east, 20 east. Most of the way here, so. Let's put it in hurry mode. Let's let it get up to speed. Get around some of these slow-moving vehicles. And thank you, Tesla. All right, I'll be back with you here in just a little bit. We are riding along once again. That was a good, 15-20 minute stop where I was able to stretch my legs, walk around for a minute. I feel refreshed and ready to go for another 6 hours. So off we go. I'll be back with you shortly. So here's one of the perils of trying to drive, 800 and some miles in one day. We have been sitting completely stopped on the interstate. Neither Waze, nor Google Maps, nor Apple Maps, nor Tesla tried to route me around it. There's an easy route around it, but that just simply didn't happen. And we are stuck, dead stopped. We have been sitting, 10 or so minutes. 41 minutes on 28 miles. So we've been sitting 10 plus minutes. Now, cars are going up the exit ramp the opposite way, and there's a police officer up there letting cars turn. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do when I can get to it, because I have no idea how long the interstate's going to be shut down. And it doesn't look like it's that long of a stretch, to be honest. It's just right up through here. And it looks like you can get back on right here. So there's two options. There's an access road. You can ride along here, or there is a little access road on the other side of the highway right here. So hopefully we can get to it. I don't want to ride along this shoulder because of debris, and I don't really want to get a flat tire. I am over 6,000 miles now, and we're just sitting in 94 degree heat. Got plenty of juice, no problem. Let's just hope we can get routed around this here in just a minute. So time will tell. I'll be back with you here shortly. Okay, we were able to go around, finally. Wow, that was 15 to 20 minutes I'll never get back. Hopefully nobody was permanently hurt or injured. I'm not sure what exactly is going on, but we're on this access road. It's slow moving, but at least we're moving. And we'll see what happened up here, but that adds to a anyway long day for sure. So it shows we're 106 miles out. We'll arrive with about 28% on the battery. And over here's where I was sitting. And thank goodness I'm past that and I made that decision. Well, let's see what was going on. I debated, using that exit ramp or not. It just wasn't moving at all. And I've traveled for like 30 years, and when traffic is just totally stopped, there's something major going on. It's time to find a way around. So, thank goodness for modern navigation. And in the old days, 20 plus years ago, I would have just found my way around it. But, so I see flashing lights up here at the top of the hill on the right. And kind of see what happens. I'm going to guess there was some type of major accident. but I am just super thankful to be going 50 miles an hour anyway. Can't imagine, with me sitting there 15 plus minutes, how many miles of traffic was backed up behind me. No idea. But right about here is where it clears up. So it's got to be a pretty major accident or something, where they've closed off the entire roadway. So it looks like they're just starting to let traffic flow now. I mean, I couldn't really see what happened, but there were police cars up there and whatever. So vehicles are just starting to move. So either way, hey, I'm going around it, and I'll be good to go in just a few minutes. Thanks for following along. This is going to be one of those days. Let's hope we don't hit any more traffic incidents like that, and we got smooth sailing, because we've still got a long way to go. That's pushed my ETA out now till 9:14. So yeah, losing that 20 minutes did not help me. We are halfway though, 419 miles into the day. So that's a good thing. Anyway, I'll be back with you here in a little bit. Looks like right there's the issue. You got appears to be a truck caught fire and burn up. And they've got the highway shut down due to that. And so they're clearing the scene. Had I sat there, I would say I'd have been moving in another 20 or so minutes. They've got a massive backlog. It's one lane going through slowly. So I definitely made the right move routing around it. At least I'm moving. And I'll be back on the interstate in just a second. But wow, crazy. Anyway, I hope nobody was hurt. And I'll be back with you. Headed to that EVgo in Meridian, Mississippi. It's a beautiful day, by the way. Warm out, 96 degrees. The AC is cranking. But believe it or not, I've only driven 30 miles and I've been in the car going on an hour, 50 minutes. So we got to make up some time now. So let's get back rolling. I'll be back with you here shortly. Okay, we're back on the interstate and rolling. Beautiful day. That was frustrating. I lost 20 minutes. Again, I hope nobody was hurt, but figured out a way around it and probably saved myself another 20 or so minutes. So always look at the positive. And the positive is it could have been way worse. Anyway, should arrive in about 100 miles, an hour and 27 minutes, which means I'll have driven 2.5 hours now because of being stuck in that traffic. Should arrive with around 28%, which is just fine. It wants me to charge, and you can tell, it wants me to charge here in Meridian for 13 minutes to make it to Montgomery. So that's about how long I would have to charge at the EVgo charger. Same, I'm just going to be skipping the Meridian supercharger. Now, as we get closer, I will check the EVgo app to make sure that there are plenty of chargers available. If they're not, we'll pop right over to the Meridian supercharger or pick another supercharger. Plenty of options, but as of right now, we're headed to another Pilot Flying J EVgo charging station in Meridian, Mississippi. So stay with me here. We're going to be riding along. I'll keep you updated as we get to this next charger. 1:49 p.m., 96 degrees. It is toasty. Beautiful day, though. And honestly, a great driving day. A lot of fun. Let you take a look at the stats down there while I'm driving. Okay, be back with you shortly. So I know the efficiency's gotten worse. You know, we're 100 miles into this leg, an hour and 41 minutes, and we're at 280 watt hours. Wow. I've got 39 minutes, 45 miles to go. I should arrive with around 25%. This is the worst efficiency of any leg so far. Keep in mind, I sat in nearly 100-degree heat for 20 or so minutes, but also I'm driving in nearly 100-degree heat, and I've got the climate set at 69 in here. It is not going to be as efficient as if it was 80 degrees out. I'm also running at highway speeds, so that all plays a factor in efficiency. Overall, I've driven a lot of miles in electric vehicles, and this is by far the most efficient EV I've owned. It's fantastic. And one of the most comfortable and one of the quietest. There's no question the Cadillac Lyriq was a more quiet vehicle than honest, but not a great EV, as I mentioned previously. So yeah, it's 2:34 p.m. now. We're just cruising along. I'm looking forward to getting there. I can certainly get out and stretch my legs again. I need to use the restroom again. Listen, as I get older, this nonsense of driving for 4, 5, 6 hours at a clip without stopping is not me. I love to stop about every hour and a half to 2.5 hours, and I'm right in that sweet spot. You know, I'm going to get there right within the 2.5 hour mark. It's going to be perfect. I'm going to take probably longer than the car is to walk around, stretch my legs, use the facility. You know, I've been driving, 8 hours today? So, yeah, it's time to take a little refresher for 15, 20 minutes. So that's my plan at this next stop. Then after that, it looks like just 2 more, probably for the day. Obviously, this EVgo, by the way, I just checked it. All four plugins are available. It looks good. Obviously, if this one goes well, I'll skip the Meridian supercharger. And why am I stopping at this? It's free. Free juice. Got to use up my free and get as many kilowatt hours of that as I can until next July. Every kilowatt hour I can load in, I'm going to. It's a nice rest area off to the side of the highway. Okay, well, I'll be back with you here in just a bit. I'm sitting at 42% on the battery, and as I mentioned, I should arrive with around 25. Oh, now it's saying 26%, which is very cool. And loving FSD. That has made a huge difference today. I would probably feel more fatigued if I had to drive the entire day, especially with all the traffic and some of the craziness I was dealing with. This thing has just done the job. Passed cars, handled it. I've been on the phone probably 6 hours today in between all these videos, and FSD's driven the entire way, really. So phenomenal. Here I am again, just driving through the country in Mississippi. Hey, look at this. Just a little bit of rolling hills, but just big, beautiful country here in the U.S. All right, I'll be back with you shortly. I just got passed by a sharp-looking Charger Hellcat. Beautiful blue color. I love that blue. And I'll tell you what, Mazda, on a side note, makes one of the most beautiful red colors of any car on the highway. That Mazda red is really, really nice. And I think this Ultra Red is equally as nice. This is a fantastic color. Anyway, we're only 15 miles to the exit. 15 minutes, arriving about 26%. We're 278 watt-hours per mile on this leg. Been driving for 2 hours and 4 minutes. I'm looking forward to getting there. All in all, it didn't turn out too bad. I mean, 2 hours for 120 miles. We ended up increasing the average a little bit as speeds picked up. And we're riding at highway speeds, and we're getting passed left and right. I'm one of the slowest cars on the road driving across this stretch of I-20. It is warming up. It's 97 degrees out. It's nice and comfortable in here. I've got XPEL ceramic 70/20 tint on the side windows. I do not have the front windshield tinted, and the top glass is a silver tint in it from the factory. It's silver metallic in the new Model Y Juniper, and I'm feeling no heat at all coming into the car. I mean, the heat rejection is awesome between the XPEL, between whatever the Tesla front glass is, and the top glass is great. It is definitely better than previous version Model Ys, and it's noticeable. Honestly, it didn't bother me in the previous Ys either, but you could feel some more heat coming through with the sun. In this car, I've got my arm resting right here, and I can't feel any heat from the sun at all. It just blocks everything. It's the XPEL Ultimate, which is a fantastic tint. I get it done at Tint World in Grapevine, Texas. They do amazing work. The lady that works there is fantastic. She's been handling my cars for years, and I highly recommend them. Anyway, 13 minutes out. I'll be back with you here as we get to the exit. I'm looking forward to getting to this one. I'm really needing to stretch my legs. The day's catching up to me. I'm 510 miles in for the day, 267 watt-hours per mile. It's been a long one. Be back with you here shortly. Okay, arriving at 3:10 p.m. 4 minutes, 3.6 miles, 95 degrees out. It's cooled down just a little bit. Getting off the exit in 3 miles, so it's less than a half a mile off the exit. Typical truck stop, which is fantastic. I've driven 132 miles, 279 watt-hours per mile, and you'll see that's brought the overall average up on the Albany trip to 267 watt-hours per mile. Again, not the best efficiency, but it's hot, and this is still so much better than my previous Model Y, even on a long-distance road trip. So I know some reviewers have said it's not more efficient. It is, and it's significantly better. It's noticeably better. And it charges well. I mean, this is a great road tripping car. I'm at 6,129 total miles. So we're going to be jumping off the exit here in 2 miles, exit 151. And I don't know if I've been to this one or not, but we'll see. There's Philadelphia, so we must be in Pennsylvania. It's fine. It's the Meridian Airport exit. It's a very small airport. And I just kicked it over to standard. I flipped this right scroll wheel to the left. It changed the mode up here to standard, and it automatically moved to the right lane. So we're going to go ahead and dial the speed back just a bit. All right. Let's see how this looks. This next exit ready to go. It just popped up preconditioned battery. There is debris in the road, which the car will probably hit if I don't wiggle the wheel. I had avoided it. Believe it or not, it moved slightly to the right and avoided it. I had my hand on the wheel just in case, but I didn't need to. That was kind of cool. And yeah, it's right off this exit down here on the right. Looks like a cop's got somebody pulled over a box truck right under the overpass. And let's see where these chargers are. They're usually pretty easy to see. Now listen, it's coming off this exit really hot, but the chargers are usually really easy to see because they're blue canopies or blue covers or blue indicators, whatever. And they're not on the truck side, they'll be on the car side. So, and there they are. Off to the left. I see them right over there. So as we're pulling in FSD, I'm taking over. Here we go. And we're going to get in here and plug in just a second. Okay, it thinks we're going to stop at a supercharger in Meridian. So it's going to tell me in just a minute after plugging in, hey, we're ready to go. While we're backing up, let's take a look at this last leg. We are at 135 miles, 275 watt hours per mile. Sorry about all the messages. And 524 miles on the trip, 267 watt hours per mile overall. Let me grab my CCS adapter, get plugged in. Okay, I'll be right back with you. Okay, I just plugged in and immediately payments authorized. I mean, within like a second that popped up. And here we are connecting your vehicle. Let's just take a glance around. This is a nice one with a subway. It's a pilot truck stop. Plenty of fuel stations right off the interstate. And 2 EVgo, 350 kilowatt, dual 175. So each handle will put out 175. Split, matching voltage. Any second we'll see a little green flashing and we're charging. Let's take a look. One thing I definitely want to do is keep climbing on. It is hot. By the way, having the door open, my seat is burning hot from the sun. You can't even feel it in the car because of the tint. Anyway, just like before, pulling 198 kilowatts, right around 200. We're at 27%. I'm gonna run in, use the restroom, and I'll be back with you, and we'll figure out how long we need to charge. But we're up to 199 kilowatts. It's telling me that it's limited by the charging station. That last session, by the way, $12.05 at Tesla in Vicksburg. And there we are, 201 kilowatts, so nice. All right, I'm gonna let it juice. I've already taken in a couple kilowatt hours, and I'll be back with you shortly. By the way, I'm loving this. Still at 29%, still pulling over 200 kilowatts. This thing does charge pretty good. There, it just popped up to 203, so nice. Be back with you here shortly. Once again, I'm the only one at the charger, so hey, infrastructure is available. Pretty cool. Anyway, let's see how we're doing. I took a few minutes in there. I just walked around, used the restroom, whatever, and I'm about ready to go. We'll see where the next charger is and how much longer we possibly need to charge. I've got to do a couple things before I take off anyway, but I'm still pulling 94 kilowatts at 59%. Obviously, it's super hot. I'm taking in 27 kilowatts so far, and let's check the navigation. Okay, so what we're going to want to do is not arrive in Meridian with that high state of charge. That would be dumb to stop in Meridian for 5 minutes. So let us, I'll tell you what, I'm going to leave it charged. I'm going to check the EVgo app to see if there's any of those chargers along the route. I also want to look at the Tesla chargers. That's where it wants me to stop and then ride along. And then it wants me to stop at this one, I believe. Which would make sense. Or does it tell me to stop at that one? Either one of them is fine. Which one is it suggesting? Let's take a look. Mobile Highway. Which, if we look, there's no chargers between Meridian and Mobile. At least on the Tesla network. But that's a 16 stall. 250 kilowatt. Let's go ahead and hit it. And if I leave right now, I'll get there with 8%. So we got plenty to make it there. And if we charge out for 19 minutes, that could be our last stop of the day. And that will put us to the hotel at 9:15 p.m. Eastern time. So we have made up some time today. That's a good thing. There's the stats from the last leg. Let me go ahead and take care of the things I need to take care of, and we're going to hit the road and head to Montgomery, Alabama. It looks like 2.5 hours, 156 miles. No big deal. Easy. I'll be back with you here shortly. Okay, I just finished up what I need to do, and I am ready to take off. Shows I'm going to get there with 13%, and let's take a look at that charger real quick. See where it's at. Looks like it's in a Winn-Dixie shopping plaza. And let's make sure this is a good stop. Yeah, it looks like it is just right off the highway, so that's fantastic. So, all right. Perfect. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and get unplugged. Let's see how long we've been here, and let's get the heck out of town and get on the road again. $17 minutes, 34 kilowatts, hours, and still charging at 74 kilowatts. End session. I can pull this out. Let me get unplugged, and I'll be back with you here shortly. Okay, we just hit the Alabama state line. Sweet Home Alabama sign. I just passed it. And we're getting off of the exit onto 80 East. So we're getting off 20, headed across on 80. We've been driving for about 20 minutes, 22 miles, and you'll see 284 watt hours per mile. My consumption should improve now as we get on some, I'm going to call them back roads, but some highways. And yeah, so we're riding this now for 83 miles to Alabama Highway 41. Showing 16% upon arrival. You can see this is a 65 mile an hour, 4-lane divided highway. And we're about 550 miles into that 850 mile trip. So, listen, only 300 miles left. Man, we're making great time today. It's not quite 4 p.m. It's 3:50 in the afternoon, 96 degrees out. So what's your opinion? Has the electric vehicle helped me up today? I don't feel like it has. I mean, I might have stopped more frequently than a gas car, but at my age and after road tripping 30 years, I like these frequent stops. I really do. I mean, here the next stop is still 2 hours and 10 minutes away. I've already been driving 20 minutes. It's 2.5 hours. That's plenty. You know, I'm going to arrive with 16%. It's going to juice up super fast. It wants me to sit there 17 minutes and then go to my hotel. I don't know how long I'll sit there. And I'll probably stop and do a quick 5-minute splash and dash somewhere before the hotel anyway. So I don't even know that I'll sit there 10 minutes. We'll see. Now, we've got a red light up here. And this car... Come on, slow down, FSD. It should have slowed down before now. There's stop signs, and there was a 55 mile an hour, a 45 mile an hour, and then a stop. And it kind of just, as you saw, ignored those signs and did its own thing. So it did good at the intersection, though. But off we go again. You'll see my consumption improve with some of the stop and go. But anyway, I'll be back with you here shortly. Let me check my messages and make a few phone calls. And I'll be back with you here as we get to the supercharger in Montgomery, Alabama. So the one disadvantage of these back roads is this. Yeah, I'll get decent efficiency, 268 watt hours per mile so far. 49 minutes, 55 miles, but you got these red lights. So... they're scattered and they're throughout, but we'll see how we navigate through them. I stuck it in hurry mode so it'll pass some of the slower traffic, but we're certainly not going to speed up through here. There's literally, you know, cops have people pulled over in these areas all the time, and for safety, you just don't want to do that. But anyway, we've got 50 miles to go to Alabama Highway 41, and we're 96 miles now, an hour and 40 minutes away from the supercharger in Montgomery. So 15% estimated state of charge remaining upon arrival, and I'm sitting at 49% on the battery right now. So all in all, been a good day. I'm 579 miles, almost 580 miles into the trip, and I'm just going to keep on rolling. So I'll be back with you here in a bit. By the way, thanks for following along. If you've watched a video this far, at least shoot me a comment, positive, negative, or otherwise. I appreciate all feedback, and I enjoy the comments. So I hope you enjoy these road trip videos, but this is just real-world road tripping with me as we head across the country once again in a Tesla. And here's a speed slowdown area. Down to 35 miles an hour, and I'm dialing back the speed as we go. Let's go ahead and jump over a lane. Let faster vehicles pass me. What town are we in? We'll tell you down there at Demopolis, Alabama. I've been through here plenty of times in the past. I remember this area. I like how it just handled that yellow light. It just kind of eased through it. And then it's got this red light, and it's slowing down at the same pace as the car beside me, which is really good. And it doesn't abruptly stop. I mean, this is a nice, smooth transition to a stop. Well, I will be back with you here shortly. We're going to ride along, get through this next hour and a half, and hopefully get to the charger by 6 p.m. Let's hope I don't hit a bunch of traffic along the way. Obviously, this isn't a super heavy traffic area. It's 4:22 p.m., and it's pretty clear, if you ask me. So I will be back with you in a little bit. So I'm on like a 65, 70 mile an hour highway, whatever. I just wanted to point out, lately this speed estimator or speed limit has been way off. It used to always update, it felt like from the cameras, like I've had with many cars. And I've noticed in the last software update, I'm not seeing that update real time. Like on this road, it's still saying it's 35 miles an hour, which is kind of crazy. But hey, we're making great time. Showing a 5:58 p.m. arrival now, 84 miles away, an hour and 26 minutes to that supercharger in Montgomery. Showing 14% upon arrival. Been driving an hour and 2 minutes, 67 miles. So not disappointed in that at all. I'm almost at the 600 mile mark. Driving through the country here in Alabama. It's just been a gorgeous, beautiful driving day. And I've truly, truly enjoyed it. So yeah, here's another speed limit sign, and let's see if it adjusts. And it does not. So that's just interesting. Anyhow, almost 6,200 total miles on this ride, and I've enjoyed every mile of it. I do appreciate you following along, and I hope you enjoy these videos. Again, way different, I think, than most other road trip videos you'll see, where there's a lot of music, a lot of, I'm going to take over, there's something in the middle of the road. That was an empty aluminum can, no big deal. Pardon me. As I was saying, this is a little different format. This is real world road tripping, just me, you, and the camera as we ride along here through the middle of the country, over and over and over, as I put 50 to 75,000 miles a year on cars. One of the other vehicles I'm considering, by the way, I wanted to share this, is an F-150 Lightning. They currently qualify for the 7,500 credit. I think that I need to go drive one, and I'm probably going to do that later this week, and consider that as one of my options. Any GM, Cadillac, Chevy, Buick products completely out, because Cadillac completely did wrong by me, and super disappointed in that Lyriq. So I will not buy one of their vehicles unless they essentially give it to me or make up what they should have done to begin with. Nonetheless, there's a few options out there I want to consider. I wish the Lucid Gravity was in full production with the $80,000 model that would qualify for the 7,500. That would be a vehicle to consider. But hey, we'll see what happens here, and I'll keep you posted if I do test drive an F-150 Lightning. Okay, I will be back with you shortly. It's 4:35 in the afternoon, still 95 degrees out. It's been a warm one today. The car has done great. I'll be back shortly. Almost 5 p.m. now. I'll be to the charger in about an hour, 61 miles. I get asked a lot. Number one question, how many miles do you get? Number two, how long does it take to charge? My first response typically is, how many miles do you get on your car? Well, I don't know, 300-400. Same with this, I don't know, 300-400. I mean, usually around 300 miles, 275 or so on the highway, more than 300 running around town. It depends how you drive it. Well, how long does it take to charge? Well, how long does it take to plug your cell phone in? I mean, do you drive more than 300 miles a day? Well, no. Okay, so when you plug your cell phone in, how long does that take? Well, just a second. That's how long it takes to plug the car in. And it charges while you sleep, while you rest, whatever, at home. As long as you can charge at home, and you're like most people, you drive 40 miles less a day, your car's full of gas every day. You go to the gas station no longer. You save all that time, all that money. Life is way easier. My wife absolutely loves it. Well, what about road tripping? It does add time to road tripping. It all depends how you plan it, what you know, and how you manage it. Certainly a non-Tesla, it's challenging. It's challenging. It really is. I don't care what anyone says. Rivian's probably the easiest non-Tesla that I've road tripped. A Tesla, it's easy. You saw this today. I chose some stops, but the car will get me there no problem with quick little charging stops if you just follow the Tesla navigation. So it's not at all what mainstream media, big news, big media makes it out to be. Here I am doing 850 miles, working the entire day, and doing it all in an EV in probably less than 14 hours total. So, I mean, right now, my estimate making it to the hotel would be 13 hours and 45 minutes driving 850 miles. That's not going to make it much faster in a gas car. But again, it's all how you plan it, manage it, and deal with it. So, now I get if you're younger and you're just a road warrior and you don't want to stop and use the restroom and you just want to drive 500 miles straight through, yeah, you're going to save some time. There's no question. I'm not that. I am what you would call a road warrior. I mean, I travel more than probably 99% of people. 50 to 75,000 miles driving a year is a lot of miles. And I've done that for like 30 years. So I can honestly say it just never feels like it holds me up. I like it. I enjoy the planning. I enjoy knowing where I'm going next. I like knowing I'm going to stop in another hour. It gives me something to look forward to. It breaks up the monotony of the trip. I stop. I use a restroom. Check my email. Boom. I go to the next one. And that's what I've done pretty much all day. So it really is manageable and it's really good. And again, most people don't travel the way I do. They road trip once, maybe twice a year. This is not a big deal, folks. You could save a ton of money. So anyway, I don't know if that helped anybody, but I hope it did. We are out here in the middle of the country. Let's see what town we're in. Meridian Junction, Alabama. We're in the fields. It's a pretty part of the country for sure. Sweet home Alabama, as they say. Anyway, as we get into Albany, Georgia, we'll probably see some pecan trees, pecan, whatever you want to call it. There's trees all along there in rows, and you can definitely get fresh cooked stuff with those pecans in Albany, Georgia. It's pretty neat. All right, well, I'm gonna ride along here, and I'll be back with you within the hour. By the way, I'm looking forward to getting to the hotel, but I'm not stressed. I'm not, worn out. I've done okay. I mean, it's 619 miles in. The car's been driving me. The FSD has made it so much easier. That's a game changer. And it's part of my concern over these other EVs I'm looking at. So we'll see how that goes. But what a beautiful sky today, huh? Okay, I'll be back with you here shortly. So again, this is what these kind of back roads do. You hit the red lights, and we've had quite a few of them. But we're in Selma, Alabama, 49 minutes, 47 miles away, showing arriving in Montgomery at 12%. It has dropped a few percent. No big deal. I've got plenty of range. I got 30% on the battery. I've only got to go 47 miles. I'm in good shape, but the weather certainly has affected things, being 95 degrees the whole way. A lot of highway speed. Anyway, we've driven 105 miles on this leg, 274 watt hours per mile, 629 total miles. And it's just a few minutes after we talked last. It's 5:10 p.m. And let's see, we are still on Central Time. So, wow, I thought we were on Eastern Time. So I did forget, we are going to lose 1 hour. So yeah, that's 15 hours, not 14. So yeah, my mistake. Anyway, I'll be back with you here shortly. We're going to move over here and get in that right lane in just a second and get ready to merge onto Alabama Highway 41. Okay, so we are at 23% on the battery. It's 5:30 now. And we've got 28 minutes to go, 28 miles. It's right off this road, 0.1 mile. So we're on whatever route we're on. I think it's US Highway 80. And we're just going to branch off and pull into the charger right up here. So that should be good. We're still not doing the greatest with consumption, but I imagine my last leg is going to be better because it's cooling down now. It's 91 degrees out. It's 5:30 in the evening. The sun's starting to go down a little bit. Things will cool down. Although we might experience some weather. I'm not sure. You can see all the clouds off in the distance. But nonetheless, we're at 275 watt hours per mile for 2 hours on this leg. We've burnt 34 kilowatt hours of energy, And yeah, 124 miles. So 650 miles on a trip, meaning what? We've got about 200 miles left. Once I get to this charger, I believe I'm about 3 hours from the hotel. I'm going to take a look because I know there's a charger right after this in Montgomery, which doesn't make sense. And then there's one in Albany. I don't think there's any Tesla chargers in between. I'm going to look and see if there's any other options. I'll check PlugShare. And I'll check a couple of my charging apps. I'll probably check even Electrify America, because ideally I'd like to stop in an hour and a half to 2 hours and just do a quick plug-in and walk and get refreshed. But hang on 1 second, let me put it in hurry mode. It's slowing down beside that car, which was kind of rude, but it was slowing down for this truck. So anyway, we'll see if I can find a charging option in between. If not, I'll stop at that Tesla charger right before my hotel. And again, it's wanting me to stop, it looks like, for 18 minutes. Is that 18 or 16? 16 minutes. Juice up and hit the hotel with 10%. I want to get to the hotel with more than that. So we'll see how long I want to sit at this charger. I'd like to get to the hotel with around 30%. I don't know what amenities are available at this one. This is one I've not been to, Montgomery, Alabama, Mobile Highway. So we'll see what it looks like. I may walk around, use the restroom. It might take me 20 minutes or longer. So we'll see what happens. But we're going to be there momentarily, and I'll be back with you with an update. But this is a proper arriving with 12, 13%. We're going to see nice charging speeds. We should see 250 kilowatts, and should juice up very, very quickly and very nicely. Glad to be in a Tesla, I can tell you that. This is a fairly barren stretch of charging along this entire corridor. Used to be what you would call a charging desert, but now Tesla's opened up their chargers. That gives people options. Before that, if you were driving a CCS car, you almost couldn't go across 20 unless it had a ton of range. It was very difficult. And then you had some dealerships that were just really ripping people off, charging like $1 a kilowatt for DC fast charging, like car dealerships. So not good. It's gotten a lot better, but there's still big gaps for sure. Anyway, I'll be back with you here in just a little bit. Okay, we are almost there, thank goodness. 5:50 p.m. Gonna arrive at 5:57, it says, with 12%. I've got 14% on the battery now. This leg, 147 miles, 2 hours and 20 minutes, 277 watt hours per mile. That hasn't changed much. We're 671 total miles into the trip today, 269 watt hours per mile. And yeah, it's cooled down a little, 89 degrees out. That'll probably feel more reasonable for sure. Let me dial the speed back. I see a 55 mile an hour sign coming up. Let's kick it over into standard so it'll switch to the right lane pretty quickly, probably. Anyway, yeah, we're almost there. It's been a good one today, although now I'm starting to get tired. Like, I'm looking forward to getting to the hotel. I'm not tired, but just looking forward to getting there. I've been in the car roughly 12 hours, so that's a long road trip day. Little airstrip over here. We're in the Montgomery, Alabama area right now. And we're only 3 miles from the charger. I'm almost sure I've never been to this charger, so let's just ride along and see what this one looks like. Oh, very cool. There's a little museum, it looks like, for Air Museum. That's actually not a museum, it's a base. Very cool. I'm at 2.6 miles now. We've got a red light coming up. So I'm at 13%. It says I'm going to get there with 13% in 2.2 miles. We'll see. And it's deciding to be aggressive, even though we have it in standard. It's switching to the left lane. And I'm not quite sure why. It might know something that I don't. But I'm going to put on the right turn signal and tell it to switch back to the right lane. Because we're going right up here in just a little bit, so I am just going to dial the speed back to get it to calm down just a little bit and control it. We're only a mile and a half away. And see, it was right. It knew better. So had I just listened to FSD, we would have saved that. So, crazy. But that's okay. I need to check when I get up here to charge. I want to check my wheel covers and stuff. I hit a set of railroad tracks back there so bad I thought I popped a tire. So I'm going to just check. The air pressures and all look okay on the tires, but immediately after the impact I swiped and checked my tire pressures, and it showed the one tire spiked way up. So I need to just look at the sidewalls of the tires real quick, just do a quick visual inspection. Pressures are fine. I'm not losing anything. But again, I want to check it out. Let me go ahead and switch to the left lane here and just get around this truck. I should have just listened to FSD and I'd have been through that light. So it was definitely my mistake. But we're going to go right up here in half a mile. And yeah, I'm going to get plugged in. It looks like this is a 16 stall version 3. I want to be careful and make sure I do get plugged into a version 3 post in case they have version 2 chargers as well. And it does look like I need to exit off right here. And it looks like it's immediately on the right of the Winn-Dixie. I might have actually charged at this one. I remember charging at in Mobile, Alabama at a Winn-Dixie. Let me take a look. Yeah, I've charged here before. Interesting. It's wild. I thought I hadn't. Right in here to the right, get into the charger and get plugged in, and we can just go all the way right here. I was actually at this one with my wife. She went and used the restroom while I charged. So these are on the other side. Yep, I remember this now. Let me go on up. Let's take a look. Those are all version 3s because they got thin cables, no metal rings around the posts, all V3s. Are these up here all V3s? They are. I'm going to pull all the way up close to the store, and that one right there is a V3. So let me get backed in. Nice and easy into the stall. Oh, and I forgot to use the auto park feature again, didn't I? Okay, we are here. Let's go ahead and get plugged in. No Sentry mode because we are at 13%. Let's take a look at the last leg. 152 miles, 273 watt hours per mile. Let's get plugged in. Should go green really quickly, and there we are. Checking the tires. This is the one I was most concerned about. It looks okay. Let's walk around and check the other side. See no issues visually. Yeah, I see no issues. Okay, good. No quick visible issues. And let's check our speeds. Okay. 254 kilowatts. And it was higher than that when I first got in the car. I think I saw 256 or 257. Let's go ahead and put climate to keep. It's up to 255 and holding. It's already up to 16%. I mean, it's just ripping. So that's good. It says we need to be here 14 minutes. All right, I'm going to go in and use the restroom, and I'll be back with you here in just a bit. Okay, be back shortly. Oh, that's interesting. Let me go ahead and plug in where I'm going. Let's see what it tells me. 13 more minutes. Okay, I'll be back here shortly. Okay, and here we are in the Winn-Dixie at the parking lot. And you've got EV Caddy here charging. Let's see how we're doing. We've only been in there just a few quick minutes. We arrived at 3 minutes till. So we've been charging for 8 minutes, and it's telling me 8 more minutes to make it to the hotel. So let me kind of look things up here, and I'll be back with you here in a minute. By the way, still pulling 139 kilowatts at 42%, so it's still charging good. Saying 7 minutes left, and I may just do that. I've got to put this water back. It's warm. I'm going to get a couple cold waters, or maybe a water and a Gatorade, and we'll figure it out. I've got 185 miles to go, so I'll be back with you shortly. So I forgot, there is a charger right in the middle. This Eufaula, I guess it is, Eufaula, Alabama. It's an hour and 36 minutes away, and it's almost exactly halfway. I mean, that's a perfect little stop for me. I'm not done here. I've got to clean my email out. I'm going to swap some waters out, so I'll probably arrive slightly higher. I won't have to charge as long in Eufaula, but see, if I go there and charge for 15, I'll make it to the Hilton Garden in Albany with 42%. I'm not going to sit here that long. I'm not going to sit there that long, but let me go ahead and finish up, and we'll be on the road in just a minute. That's great. So been here exactly 10 minutes and getting ready to take off. Okay, we're getting back on the road. Been there 13 minutes. Last charging session, $11.28. And there's some stats on it, and let's take a look. That's supercharger. I'm looking for the price on there. No, I don't see it this second. But 30-some cents a kilowatt hour. Anyway, we're getting back on the road and getting out of here now. Thanks for following along again. I appreciate you taking the journey with me in this Model Y Juniper. Yeah, I stopped here one time. I got a lot of comments from people that this is not a safe stop and I shouldn't stop here at night and whatever. And seemed fine to me there just now, but I understand. Anyway, should get to this Eufaula, if I'm saying that right, Alabama, in an hour and a half with 23%. So good to go. Let's head down the road and get there. That's the mission now. So I'll be back with you here shortly. So we're on 85 North. I think we're in Georgia now. Yep, exit 2. Eufaula, I believe is how you say that. Eufaula, Alabama. I know I said Eufaula earlier. I might have been messing around, but I think it's Eufaula. Anyway, only 83 miles away, an hour and 27 minutes. We've been driving just under 10 minutes, 319 watt hours per mile. Obviously not great efficiency, just starting out and just coming off that charging session. That was a great charging session. You know, juiced up from 13%, I think we arrived, to wherever I was at, 55% or whatever it was. And I'm still at 51. I mean, it was 13 minutes. You saw how quickly I could charge from a low state of charge up above 50% and go another hour and a half to 2 hours. No big deal. So that's what road tripping in a Tesla is all about, or an electric vehicle. Don't sit there and fill all the way up. I don't know why I couldn't find this stop earlier. I did see it earlier today, but then throughout the day it disappeared. I don't know. I didn't see it, but either way, I think it's a 16 stall version 4 post up to 325 kilowatt in the Cybertruck. And on this vehicle, it would be up to 250 kilowatts. I'm going to arrive at a fairly high state of charge, 24%, but that's fine. I just need to pop in, get enough juice to get to the hotel. I could probably limp it into the hotel now. I just don't know, arriving this late at night, I'm going to arrive after 10 p.m. Eastern. I just don't know if any of the blink chargers will be available. They used to have blink chargers right in front of the hotel. I didn't even check to see if they're still there. Hopefully they're still there. Hopefully I can get on one tonight. But if not, I want to have enough energy where Sentry Mode can run, and I can charge up tomorrow. So that's the plan. I still have to get some food yet for this evening, so depending on this stop, I may grab something to eat while I'm there, or I may pick up something on the way to the hotel, or I may just order DoorDash, Uber Eats, something once I get to the hotel later tonight. So we'll see how it goes. We're 685 miles into the trip. We're running up along Interstate 85, headed towards Atlanta, in amongst traffic right now. So we're not on here very long. We're on here about another 9 miles or so, and then we jump off on Alabama 108. So are we still in Alabama? I'm not sure. Let's take a look down here. We are. We're still in Alabama. So my mistake. These are Alabama exits, not Georgia. So anyhow, should be flipping over to Eastern time zone soon. And I'll be back with you in a bit. I'm only about 3 hours out from the hotel. As a matter of fact, right now, with the charger, it's exactly 3 hours with a 15-minute charging session, which is longer than I'll need to be there. So let's see what happens. I'll be back with you here shortly. So we're riding down through the woods here in Alabama, and you'll see down there where we're at in the bottom right. I can't really look right now as I'm driving. But yeah, I've driven down through here before, at least a couple times. Beautiful, beautiful part of the country. I know you hear me say that a lot, but I mean, look at this. This is just spectacular. So I'm a little over an hour away from this charger in Eufaula, Alabama. No big deal. Should hit there about 7:45 p.m. Throw a little bit of juice in for maybe 10 minutes and take off again. I am about 30 minutes into the drive, 274 watt hours per mile. I would think it would get a lot better. I'm running certainly lower local highway speeds, not interstate speeds. And but so far, I'm just floating around that number. It's also cooling down. I mean, we're down to 84 degrees. So I would think once the battery gets cooled down, the car gets cooled down, and everything levels out, I should see some improved efficiency on these last couple legs. So we'll see what happens. It's pretty cool through here, though. Massive field, cows all the way out there in the distance, all different colored. All right, anyway, I'll be back with you here in a little bit. I'm going to ride along and just, I'm kind of caught up now with my phone calls. It's 7:40 Eastern time, and so my phone has stopped ringing off the hook, and now I can just relax and maybe listen to a podcast for the next couple hours as I drive on to Albany, Georgia. So how's this road trip been for you? It's been a good one for me. 7:15 p.m. It's down to 81 degrees. It's cooling down. Efficiency is improving for sure. 259 watt hours per mile as expected. Going to get great efficiency, almost 4 miles per kilowatt hour. And sorry about the sun coming through the rear window, but we started out today and it was dark, and we're going to end today in the dark, and we're going to have driven 14 and a half to 15 hours today total in the car. So that's a long one for sure. Anyway, 29 minutes, 27 miles to go, and we will be there. minutes. I didn't see a 55 mile an hour sign. And this looks like a little bit of a busier area. Normally these are 45, so we'll ride through here and see. But look at some of these homes, and that's a Methodist church, but what a cool area. So I'm applying the throttle because it was basically stopping. Looks like you got a fight there along the road. Or just some kids hanging out, who knows. It looked like somebody was scuffling, I'm not sure. They might have just been messing around. But we are definitely in the middle of America here. Just adjusting the speed upward a little bit because I think we are 55 now. And there we go. Now the car will slowly pick up speed and we'll get back up to pace. Let me just touch the throttle and wake it up. There we go. It's a little trick, by the way. You can just blip the throttle when it does that. Boy, the sun really is behind us, isn't it? Check that out. All right, I'll be back with you here shortly as we get to the charger in Eufaula, Alabama. Now we'll start seeing even better efficiency. You know, it's 82 degrees out. There's not a lot of wind. Trees are blocking it. We're running along at highway speeds, and I'm at 249 watt-hours per mile. 5 miles a kilowatt hour for the last 90 miles. I mean, that's remarkably good efficiency. I'm going to arrive here in 10 minutes with 24% on the battery. The car's doing a great job. I'm 758 miles into the day, headed here to Albany, Georgia. So, man, Model Y is remarkably good. I continue to let the car drive me, and I'm just riding along observationally. So, yeah, I am looking forward to getting there. I can't lie to you. I'm just going to do a quick splash and dash at this charger. I hope there's a restroom nearby. I'm going to run in, wash my hands, rinse my face off, use the restroom, come out, jump in the car, and go. We just started preconditioning the battery, which is great. I turn right in 6.1 miles on this Eufaula Avenue, and then the charger's about a mile and a half after that. So, not a big deal. And it's right in route, by the way. So that's a good thing. And yeah, we'll be there momentarily. I'll be back with you shortly. I've got 26% on the battery now. Shows I'm going to arrive with 24. And I am still on Central Time. We're going to hit Eastern Time any second now. So once we hit that, keep in mind now it's 8:36. So that'll flip over shortly. Tesla Nav does not take into account the time zone change. Never has. And so once that flips, then you'll see my ETA change from 9:24 to 10:24 or whatever. So it'll be interesting. I'll be back with you here in just a minute. Okay, so the screen just kicked on night mode. All by itself. It is getting dark out. The headlights are on, and it's a 30 mile an hour zone. And we are riding along. We're less than a mile from the charger. Riding through the town here of Eufaula. Is it Eufaula? Eufaula? How do you say it? Help me out, folks. Anyway, let me kick this back over to standard. We need to be over here. Again, maybe the car knows more than I do, but it looks to me like we're turning right up here in 0.4 miles. Got a nice big supercharger installation right up here on the right. Let me dial the speed back just a bit. Slow it down. I think this is a 16 stall, version 4. Wow, look at that place. Shorter Mansion Museum, it was called. This is a nice old southern town. So I'd imagine we're turning right up here at the light. Take a look at this last leg, 90 miles, 246 watt-hours per mile. That brought the overall average down to 265, I guess 266 watt-hours per mile. 766 miles on the day. Boy, it's been a day, hasn't it? And what it's doing is it's turning right here. And I got no idea where these chargers are. Okay, I see them. And I'm going to take over driving because we're just going to zip right in here. And I'm just going to get back in this first stall right here by the trash can, stall 3C. Once again, I did not use the self-park feature, but that's okay. At least for me, I'm okay with that. There we go. That should be plenty. These are usually pretty long handles. There's the stats for that. Sorry, I cut that off. There's the stats for that leg. And let's get plugged in. Stall 3C. There we go, charging just like that. Do you hear the fan? Okay. So we are juicing up to 246 kilowatts right away, 250. 1 minute to continue trip. So the car is pretty much ready to go. And there we are, 249 kilowatts, so we're at 25%. We pulled in at what, 22 or 23, 24, something like that. Over 1,000 miles of charge an hour. And it's tapering down as expected. We are getting charged 33 cents a kilowatt hour, which is very reasonable. Here's a little info icon. Tells you about the charging station. Go ahead and click on. We'll click continue on our trip. It says you have enough energy, but we're going to arrive with minus 2%. But it is only 95 miles. Thank goodness. An hour and 24 minutes. Unfortunately, there are no restrooms here at all. This is a nice stop, though. This is a 16 stall, 325. I'm plugged in. I'm 15 and 16 are available. There's several pull-in stalls. You've got a whole bank of chargers along there. This is great. Right off the highway. Really nice dead spot here that Tesla put a bunch of chargers. So really impressive. And they're the new V4 cabinets, which means they probably have a Magic Dock. I'll check that. And they probably charge non-Teslas as well. So this is a great install. Pulling 195 kilowatts. Currently at 31% already. I've already put 5 kilowatt hours on, and now I'll arrive with 2%. So let me go ahead and get rid of my trash, get a fresh cold water, because I'm going to be in here for another hour and 20 minutes, and I'll be back with you shortly. So this is the only time all day that I've sat, and I'll tell you why I've sat is I just got back in the car. I've been sitting here less than a minute, and I'm sitting because there's no restrooms. So the issue's not the charging speed or the car. The issue is this doesn't have great amenities. There's no public restrooms, so I can't walk anywhere, I can't use them. So I got a cold water out. Got that right here. That's great. Got it out of my TL yard fridge in the back, which is wonderful. Got the car situated. I forgot I don't have hand sanitizer in here. I'd like to have some just to rinse my hands off, but I used a little bit of water, used one of my towels, kind of washed my hands off as best I could. Don't have any soap or hand sanitizer in. Right now I could leave and get there with 18%. I'm going to jump off and check the Blink app and see if the chargers look like they're available at the hotel, and I may just go ahead and take off. There is a charging station right before the hotel, but my gut says I need to just stay here maybe 5 minutes extra and get enough juice to where I'm around 30% to the hotel and then take off. I mean, we're still charging at 118 kilowatts. We're already up to 48%. We've only been here a few minutes. I mean, this thing charges remarkably fast at a low state of charge. So we'll see, but let me take a look at the Blink app and figure it out, and I'll be back with you shortly. So I plugged in at 7:45. It is 7:57, 84 degrees out, so I've been here 12 minutes. I'm going to unplug in just a second and take off. I'm almost to a 30% buffer, which is what I want. Both Blink chargers that are in front of the hotel both show available currently, but I can't guarantee they're not being iced by a gas car. So I'll be more comfortable if I can get 30%, and then fingers crossed I can get plugged in. I've had good success on those in the past, but it's probably been a year since I've been there and used them. So first time I used them was probably 3 years ago. Matter of fact, that was when I first set my Blink account up and had to load money in it to get it to work. So anyhow, all right, let's go ahead and get unplugged and get on the road. I'll show you how easy it is to unplug with one of these Tesla chargers. Check out my lighting, by the way. And that pool light just kicked on and brightened everything up. You just press the button, it goes white, pull it out. Put it up in here, and we can see this is a Magic Dock installation. And let me try it. I can't get the Magic Dock to come out, but they're in there. So anyway, let us go and hit the road. Okay, I'll be back with you here shortly. Well, guess what? Here we are at night. It is now 9:20 p.m. Eastern, and all of a sudden it has gone dark. It's just a little bit after I left the charger. You know, I've only been driving 21 minutes, but it is pitch black out. We have the matrix LEDs on, and they're dynamically adjusting. High beams are rolling, and as cars are coming toward me, the headlights are moving and adjusting, and it's really, really cool. We're at, what did I say, 19 miles, 256 watt hours per mile. And I'm sorry, I'm having trouble seeing this at night, but you'll see the total miles for the day, almost 800 in my total efficiency. So it's 80 degrees out. I've got about an hour, roughly. I think it'll take me a little longer than an hour because I'm on these back roads, and for some reason it's thinking I can do 78 miles in an hour, which doesn't seem reasonable with 55 mile an hour speed limits. Either way, I think I'll be there hopefully around 10:30 to the Hilton Garden. I hope those chargers are available, we'll see, but should hit there with around 30%. And all in all, it's been a good road tripping day. I've got a ways to go yet, and ride along, kick back, and I'll keep you updated, and certainly I'm going to give you a final when I get to the hotel. Check out the interior lighting, the ambient lighting. Really, really spectacular in the Model Y Juniper. Feels like a spaceship in here at night. I mean, this is pretty cool looking, right? Check this out. And the headlights are fantastic, by the way. I was really hoping another car comes in the other direction so you can see how the matrix LEDs adjust. You'll notice right now they're lighting up the left side of the road. I mean, the whole thing's lit up like daylight. It's really impressive, but it adjusts really, really well. Here we go. Now look, it'll darken that whole left side. Now watch it light it back up. Bam. So cool. That's amazing. Europe's had that for a while. They just now are allowing it in the U.S. Tesla, Rivian, and a few are the first to do it. So it's kind of cool that we have matrix LEDs now. Really does light up the night roadways. I think it's a great safety item. I mean, look at this. How much visibility you have at night compared to an older car. Anyway, I'll be back with you here shortly. There's some stats you can take a glance while I'm driving. Okay, be back with you soon. I don't know that I've seen the Tesla route planner be this far off. It's saying 50 minutes to go 67 miles, so it's way off. I mean, I'm on 55 mile an hour kind of back roads, country roads. I'm not hitting any major interstate. Yeah, I don't know what it's thinking here, so we'll see. Maybe all of a sudden those miles will skip ahead, but we're going to go ahead and ride along, get there when we get there. See, it just dropped even more. Now it's saying I'm going to get there at 10:20, now 10:21. Anyway, down there you'll see the efficiency. It has improved overall for the trip. Pretty good. 795 miles, and been driving about 30 minutes on this leg. And I'm going to say I've got about another hour, and I'll be there. Looking forward to getting to the hotel for sure. Should get there with about 30% on the battery, as I've said, and Watch these matrix LEDs. See, the high beams are still on. Now watch. As soon as these cars go past, it lights up the road. Crazy. Okay, I'll be back with you shortly. It is down to 80 degrees. It's 9:30. Hoping to hit the hotel at 10:30. Fingers crossed. We're almost there. It's been a day. A cross-country road trip. Not really cross-country. So, from Texas all the way to Georgia. About 850 miles today in an electric vehicle. Yes, it can be done. If you've watched this far, you got to let me know. Have you watched this to the end? Have you seen me driving here at night? Have you seen the ambient lighting? Have you seen FSD and the matrix LEDs? I'd love to know. Okay, be back shortly. So the car had some really weird routing stuff going on. It was routing me up around kind of this main roadway and adding like 20 miles, but it knew I wouldn't do that. So as soon as I skipped that, I looked at the map, it made no sense. I just went straight instead of turning left and driving around an extra 20 miles. It updated and then it showed now I'm going to get there with 38% on the battery at 10:20, 27 minutes, 23 miles. So it's crazy, but I've never seen the navigation be that messed up. But in that area, it was super confused. And that was, I don't know, 10 or so miles ago. Anyway, it's fixed. We're riding, and we're going to be there very, very soon. I'm less than 30 minutes. I'm excited. Looking forward to getting to the hotel, taking my suitcase in, my laptop bag, getting set up, and just relaxing. It's been a long day. I've got to be up early tomorrow for meetings, so got to go back at it, and I've got meetings until late tomorrow night. And then my next road trip will be from Albany, Georgia to Charlotte, North Carolina in just a couple days, so watch for that video. And then there will be plenty more coming, so lots of upcoming road trip videos over the next couple weeks. So I hope you've enjoyed this one so far. And guess what? We're at 815 miles, 263 watt-hours per mile. We've got 22 miles to go. That'll put us close to 840 miles today. And on this last leg, super efficient, 232 watt-hours per mile, bringing our overall average below lifetime of the car. So now the lifetime of the car has dropped to 254. So this thing, it made it up at the end. Lots of inefficiency today with that high heat, high speed. That'll do it. But look how good this car is. Wow, it's just remarkably efficient. And at those numbers, I'm a good 10% better than where I was around 308 watt-hours per mile, if I recall, on my old Model Y. I think by the time I got rid of it, around 40,000 miles, I had it down to 298 overall average. So 298 watt-hours per mile versus 265 on this one. So significant efficiency improvement here by Tesla on this new Model Y Juniper. And the car is just great. It's so comfortable, so smooth, so quiet. Love the tech, love the car. Anyway, I'll be back with you here as we get to the hotel. I'm going to be there very quickly. Looking forward to it. Like I said, this has been an adventure today. Thanks for following along. Okay, only 4 miles to the exit. I noticed the Tesla supercharger's right over there at I believe it's a Walmart. Let's take a look. Yep, Albany, Georgia. It's at an IHOP. So, I don't know if we can see the chargers over there or not. I can't see them. Maybe you can. Oh, the car's wanting me to pay attention, of course. So anyway, we are almost there. Look at this, 3.5 miles to the exit. And then another roughly 3 miles to the hotel. Been at this hotel many times over the years. Looking forward to getting there. Let's see, this is 65. Okay, we've got the speed set properly. And yeah, we're just riding along. Looks like we're going to get there now about 10:18 with 38%. So we did overcharge. We didn't need to sit at that charger that long. And I'm going to guess the blink chargers will work. But I feel comfortable with arriving at 38%. Anything over 30% makes me feel good that I can keep the car in Sentry mode even if I can't charge. And I think that's important to plan that when you're parking overnight at these hotels and whatnot. I like to keep Sentry Mode on in case something happens to the car. With that being said, let me give you a stat update. 234 watt-hours per mile for the last 66 miles, an hour and 11 minutes. Really super, super efficient. It's only 82 degrees out. It's 10:10 p.m. I'm overall 832 miles and 263 watt-hours per mile. Boy, it's been a day, huh? So let's see. We're going to arrive, we'll call it 10:30, which is 9:30 Central Time. And by my calculations, that is a 15-hour driving day. So I'll be there in, we'll call it 14 hours and 45 minutes, going roughly 850 miles, nearly a 900-mile road trip. Crazy, right? But I did it. I did it in an electric vehicle. I left in the morning, and I'm getting here at night. I changed time zones. The changing time zones really kind of screws you up, because now I'm arriving, at 10 o'clock at night instead of 9 o'clock at night. That's a big difference. If it wouldn't be for the time zone thing, this would not have been that big of a deal. I love how it's in standard and it's still deciding to pass this car. Really crazy. With only like a mile to the exit, I would have just sat behind the car and waited. But hey, it's smarter than I am for sure, and it's better driving than I am. This thing is really, really good. Sorry about the dirty windshield. Obviously, I got to get that cleaned tomorrow. Got to get the car cleaned. I've got a bunch of meetings, so I'll try to run through a car wash in the morning. I need to try to find a touchless wash. I know I've used one here before. Can't remember where it's at. So I'll get up in the morning. Got a bunch of phone calls, a meeting. Then I'll get ready, go wash the car up, and then head to more meetings. So that is the plan. Thanks for following along. Let me give you one more update here before we finish out. So I'll be back with you as we're pulling in and seeing if these blink chargers are available. Okay, the blink chargers are available. Looks like the street lights are out, but hey, we've got a fast blink charger right here that's a CCS. It doesn't even show on the app, but up here are the level 2 chargers. So I'm going to pull up right past this one, and we're going to get plugged in to that blink charger right there. Okay, final trip. This is it. We are here. 71 miles on the last drive, 228 watt-hours per mile. Just absolutely remarkable. And overall, 838 miles, 263 watt-hours per mile. Thanks for following along. I appreciate it. I am here at the Hilton Garden Inn in Albany, Georgia. Late at night, 10:19 p.m., 82 degrees, 38% on the battery. Thanks again. I'm going to get plugged in, and we're on to the next one. Take care, everyone.